Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your ESEA Season 28 lower bracket final, set number 1 between two of the most rivaled teams probably this entire season so far. You have New Godflow taking on Velocity Esports in a pretty crazy match tonight, joined by me and Drshdwpuppet. I'm going to be the only caster, hopefully for this one map. We don't want to, apparently consoles might not make it for the first map, so I'm going to be on the mic by myself casting all the action, but, you know, I don't mind doing it. I like doing solo casts, it's pretty fun. But we almost have every single player in the server. I believe we're just missing, actually, yeah, everyone is in the server, so we should get started relatively soon, but we have a awesome match for you guys tonight. You know them, you love them. We have Velocity, a team that's been in ESEA since I want to say around Season 25. In the later half, if I'm not mistaken, when they got picked up from Legalized Ranch, I want to say their team was, and you know their roster throughout the season: Shamu, Boar, Scout, Rakuso, aka CVS Pharmacy on Roamer, Speedy on Pocket Soldier. Your demo for them is also going to be Jarrett and Sky Medic, and rounding out your new Godflow roster, a team that, you know, was a little shaky in the beginning to later half of the season, but they've definitely come to their true form. When it actually matters the most, you have your new Godflow team, Evil Mr. Muffins and Patty Scout, your Dingo on Roamer, I'm sorry, Marmaduke on Roamer, rather, Saigai on Pocket, Dingo demo, and 404 on Medic. And just to let you guys know for your viewing pleasure, Dingo and Saigai, their names are actually reversed. Saigai is actually listed as Dingo and Dingo is listed as Saigai, just to make it a little bit easier for you guys if I say Saigai makes a crazy play. But other than that, hopefully we should get live here soon. I believe we're just waiting for Boar. Everyone is tagged up, ready to go. We're just waiting for the dot readies to come in chat. Oh man, I would normally ask my casting buddy if I were to have one. Who would be the projected winner? I don't know, I was talking to some of the guys on Froyo because I just played with them for a little bit as Velocity's pregame. And I can say Velocity did extremely well. They are a team to not look under in this match. Honestly, if I had to give it to a team, if the scouts are on for Velocity, which most of the time Boar and Shame were doing pretty good, I honestly want to say I'd give it 2-1 to Velocity. For the map, it looks like we're playing CP Process first. Every top team is extremely good at Process. No team is really bad at it that I can really think of. So we're going to see a good game. If I had to say, this is going to be a 5-3 for Velocity. But if not, I honestly feel like this could go to a golden cap, and if it were to go to a golden cap, I'd probably still give it to Velocity because Boar's playmaking potential is probably like the best of the best on these servers. And speaking of getting into the game, we are actually going live as we speak. We have New Godflow facing Velocity in Season 28 ESEA Invite lower bracket finals. Just as we get the last couple pregame restarts going here, I'm going to be getting my eyes on Dingo for this first mid. See what his plays are, what he spams. Dingo, phenomenal demo. Been in ESC Invite for almost around 10 seasons on Invite. I guess probably more than that. Doing an extremely fast rollout. Doing the Kato rollout. But it looks like the Soldier super fast. That's going to be Rakuso and instantly 2 rockets. And that's going to be a phenomenal trade for Velocity. Saigai finding in the instant trade. But again, not having a demo. All of this high ground is being unpressured from New Godflow. But it looks like Patty going to trade a lot of damage for Boar. But Patty going to get taken down by a spam rocket from Speedy. And New Godflow is going to be conceding the mid. And also, Marmaduke Grill's getting caught in choke. Tried jumping out a little too late and getting taken down. And it looks like Velocity is showing no snow gameplay here tonight, as they are just running down New Godflow as fast as possible. Velocity trying to get a hold of the second point here, but New Godflow ever so slightly edging them out a little bit. It looks like the Uber's going to get forced out of Sky here, and it looks like 404 has a much better Uber. And it looks like the server is a little lag right now, so sorry about that for you guys seeing that on your end. But it looks like it is going to smooth out, but it is just going to be a normal exchange. Speedy versus Saigai in the sewer room right now. Patty is going to help out his buddy Sagai there, but 404 going to get destroyed by Jarrett. Shamu also finding a kill on the Patty. That's going to be the medic down for the side of New Godflow, and Velocity stabilizing on mid. They need to find a kill onto Sky here, and they're not going to find it. Sagai, or I'm sorry, Dingo rather, 40 health and just managing to survive. With that little bit of downtime, I can finally introduce our secondary cast here. It is not consoles, actually Mr. Row. Hopefully he gets in here shortly. What's going on, Row? Alright, I lied. Row seems to not be here. He's in the mumble, but I guess he's not here right now.
I am here.
And Row is here, so Row is actually here, guys. So sorry about the debate there. Row, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just had to do the thing where I have to have my mic on before I turn on mumble, and it works. And I'm here now, and it looks like we're on the first map process in the first round, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, we are. And this is going to be a slobber knocker of a lash push as Velocity just speeding through the 4-door. Jarrett going to take down that gun instantly. Shamu going to start edging that cap. He's going to get flashed though, so that's not going to be a good use of that Uber and the buff he has. Sagai's gonna fall. Patty and Marmaduke finding frags of their own. Rakuso also finding kill on the Marmaduke. Patty coming in clutch, so finally getting taken down by 4. And oh my god, Dingo wants to take down Jarrett, and he does. That's a massive pick because now Sky's all by herself.
She's making her escape though. Not going to be taken down. Chose her route very carefully. Dingo will not be able to get much further than the choke right now with the help of Speedy locking down that choke. We do now see New Godflow taking control of the second point, and now they're going to be pushing their way out with a huge ad to work with, but with Boron Sniper and the angle in his sights, you could say, it's going to be tough for New Godflow to get through this.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a little bit ad. They do have the Boar Sniper on the side of... Oh, and huge rocket from... Oh my god, Rakusu just slaughtered Sagai, and he almost takes the life of Muffins as well, and he is going to get cleaned up. Speedy going to find the kill on Tamar, and oh my gosh, I don't know if the camera was on that, but Rakusu just hit a dirty air shot on the Sagai.
Yeah, that was... Oh man, I feel so bad for 404 who was at the strangest angle and way too deep through that choke, and Boar just happened to peek his way around that corner and got that shot. So now we're seeing once again, ooh, nice little sticky trap to take on Shamu. Not gonna be doing much, and there's the shot from Boar just to take down Dingo all the way from the lobby. So now with a full Uber ad, a little bit of a sniper play going on. We'll see how they push this last.
I mean, they do also find the kill onto Rakuso. Dingo is up in 5 seconds, so they need to find an answer fast. And again, Sagai is going to kill Boar. This is a pretty questionable Uber from Velocity. I mean, granted, they did have Uber ad, but they didn't have a lot of classes that can take a lot of ground. They were down Shamu, and they were also down Rakuso. Those are 2 classes that can take high ground extremely quickly. And if you were down only one of them, okay, that would make sense. But anyway, it is just going to be a free second point for New Godflow.
Yep, they got now Boar sitting in that forward spawn. This time, 4-4 is a little bit more ready for this. Everybody expecting this. They called out the sniper inside the forward spawn. They're trying to clear it out so 4-4 can have a chance to go in. And Dingo, excuse me, Sagai gets picked off just as he's pressuring that forward spawn. That is not good for New Godflow.
Oh, no, it is not. And again, Rakusa doing a great job denying that IT from the flank. And again, Speedy and Shamu finding kills there, but Muffin's going to find the medic in that Uber exchange. Boar going to try and make a play, getting in from behind. He's going to try and help out his scout buddy Shamu. But Patty says, I am better than you, Shamu, and just 2 shots him instantly. Muffin's going to find the kill on the Jarrett. And Boar going to meat shot Muffins there, do a lot of damage, but Muffins, with the proper tracking, is able to find that kill with the pistol.
And finally, a moment to breathe. In all these exchanges, point to point, back and forth, we're seeing New Godflow holding on to that mid now. Going to be pushing into what appears to be a sentry on second. All right then.
Yeah, this has been a thing. A big thing that Bandy does actually. He puts a sentry gun outside forwards and then back spawns on scout. I could see how it could work, but on a map like Process, there's not really a lot of sight lines in my opinion for the sentry. But who knows? I don't play a lot of engineer, but I feel like if Godflow were to go IT, this could really botch their push, and that's what it looks like. What's happening? So Speedy may just have the expert 200 IQ sentry gun, but Boar way too caught in. I know I see his idea there, but it's not worth it. The gun pretty much gets nothing. I take everything back, but here comes the re-Uber coming out of Velocity, but Sagai, great rockets to deny that entire Uber. He double air shots Shamu and keeps him away from his medic, but again, Dingo's gonna fall to the hand of Shamu. Speedy gonna be bombing choke, not able to find the kill on Muffins. Marmaduke gonna find a kill on Jared, but 404 all alone in uprights. Patty left him out to dry, trying to go for a flank play. Patty is gonna try and find the kill on Speedy, I think. He's gonna do it. Muffins trying to bail him out now as Boar comes in to try and help him out here, or Shamu rather. They're gonna be fighting. It's a 2v1, and Shamu taking down Patty, and he gets the kill, and he kills Muffins. Shamu is absolutely mental right now.
Making big waves out here in process. Marmaduke Grill's gonna be the next kill on that list, and Velocity is all of a sudden back in the running to potentially take this round. Small ad overall coming from Sky with a 30 ad to speak of, but it's really all about the ground and the numbers that they need to be working with right now. As big pressure onto Dingo, it's gonna knock him all the way to the choke. Jarrett gonna clean up onto Patty, and the follow-up bombs are cleaning out all these players. Great pipe from Jarrett to take down Saigai, and a follow-up rocket from Recruso takes down Dingo. It's going to be New God Flow all the way at their last, but the Uber advantage has slowly waned, and now it's looking like Velocity just has the numbers to speak of.
Yeah, I mean, that was great positioning from Jarrett. He spammed that choke extremely well and actually he actually hit some of the craziest pipes and choked. He actually connected 2 of them and almost killed 404. Actually, he was down to really low HP. But it looks like Sky is in position. They're actually going to take this Uber in with a 8% ad. This is oh wait, hold on, pause. They just capped a point. I stand corrected.
Yeah, that was like with how quickly that Uber advantage turned into, oh, we have the same Uber. All of a sudden they just go in and then do what's exactly needed to win a last push, is just cap it.
I mean, you're not wrong there. And again, Dingo right into the mid, doing a crazy Kados rollout, super fast, beating Jarrett. Jarrett super low on health. Dingo absolutely just denying him of that right side control of the map, and he's doing an extremely good job tagging the scout to top. Speedy here looking to high bomb. He is doing the extremely high bomb onto the head now. Hits no rockets, but he's just gonna fall back here. Dingo is gonna continue spamming the high ground. Dingo is still denying a bunch of high ground for the team on Velocity. Marmaduke gonna just grab the kit and swing real fast. So he's out of the fray now. Velocity needs to get aggressive with that, and he actually Recus, or Speedy rather, gets right into the head of 404, and 404 hits a nice little surf onto the awning above Sewer, and Muffins and Patty gonna just try and help secure this point by pressuring out Jarrett, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be a solid mid from Godflow.
And now with the pressure up from Marduk, he's gonna be coming in to get the force. The counter pop comes in from both sides. Not seeing a lot of leeway either direction. We do see Shamu try to push back into the choke. It's a lot of pressure. Finally gets taken down by Patty.
Oh, wow.
The rest of the scouts are now really deep on this second point, and if they can get the high ground they need, they can start dancing on top of these fools. And we see the bomb coming in, and such coordination that was excellently timed. The scouts created all the room there, and Marmaduke Girls and Mr. What's his face? Dingo, excuse me, Saigai came in and cleaned house.
A little questionable pop from Sky there. I was gonna say something about that because she kind of popped at 124 HP with the scout running at her, so no way she can get one shot there. So a little bit scary of an Uber from Sky there. I want to say it's a misplay on her side because I don't know why she would ever pop there, and that gave Godflow around an 80% better Uber. Anyway, that take us away on this mid though, Row.
We're seeing Fast and Furious as Dingo landing at the same time as Jarrett. Jarrett's locked down that pack with a sticky, finally gets out of the way, and is ready to meet up with the rest of his medic, Sky, to take control of this high ground on the left side. They're pushing forward across the point. Jarrett keeping the pressure up really strong now. High bomb from Recruso comes in, lands it onto Mr. Muffins, and then the rest of the crew is just following suit. We do see Sky, or excuse me, 404 making a full retreat, while Patty might be required to give a life here, but thankfully Shamu is the only one keeping the pressure on. So now Velocity on control of this second. It's going to be pushing with even Ubers, even numbers against New Godflows on this last.
I was gonna say Dingo had Dingo absolutely slaughtered Jarrett in the demo v demo. Hold on, as I speak, Boar's coming in, doing the classic sack to come up sniper. Anyway, Dingo did an amazing job in the demo v demo. He actually hit Jarrett for like 6 stickies, but honestly, I think he used too much of his utility on Jarrett rather than focusing up top, because then the Soldiers of Velocity had all the time in the world to set up a bomb for completely full buffs. But Patty coming in to counter sack onto Speedy. Oh, no, Patty. Almost getting clipped.
Yeah, it was a nice airtime for Patty. Great time for people to just flail their mouse and hope to get that shot, but to no avail. In the end, Patty goes down, so Velocity with their sniper in tow, not going to be doing much more than just peeking around this bend. Ooh, Oh, Dingo was very close to losing his life there, but Boar was a little bit anxious to get that shot, and we're seeing it now. Oh, a lot of people playing with fire on these sight lines, but they have to get the pressure onto Boar right now if they don't want to lose their head.
I mean, as long as they hold close and 404 is not in a position to get god shotted from, which that should never happen. If your soldiers are pressuring either door and your demo has eyes on one, then you should never really have a problem with it. But Boar, arguably the best off-classing sniper in the game right now. He is going to be peeking in the rollout, not going to be able to get anything off. He's going to be rotating to one. Again, it's completely sticked off from Dingo. Yeah, nothing really crazy going on here. Oh, all right.
Love that sound. Gonna be a quick respawn rotation from Dingo, who's made his way back. Now, trying to get the pressure on so that he doesn't let up any room. It was Mr. Muffins who defended from an attempt by Rakuso. He's gonna be up on that respawn. Nothing more doing as far as numbers to push with. We do see Sai goes in. He made his way through the rollout room, but was not able to get much further because Shamu is on the hunt. And Marduk almost got knocked into by the Shamu, who got sniped.
Here we go. We got the sniper versus sniper here. Muffins and Boar here. Both players. Oh wait, pause. You got Marmaduke Grills, ever so slightly tiptoeing his way into the backline of Velocity, knife in hand, back spotted. He smells blood. And a +2 that could be happening soon as the final respawner comes in. No one really suspects of the spy right now. Oh, this could be big.
Yeah, it's the back-spotted Marmaduke that is well known to hunt these areas. And is just calling things out. Boar, who's got that angle, very awkward angle, tries to go for a drop shot. Saigai might be the next on his list. But he's doing this really weird thing where he just drops down every so often. I don't know what he's going for there. But Marduk Grill's very patient. Gonna be going for the decloak right now. Oh, if he just did it, he might have had it, but Rakuso was. Oh, this is such a loud decloaked. He's gonna have to go for it.
They don't know. They don't know.
No.
And he's butter knifing. And that's a big bomb coming in from Saigai. Gets a 3K. Oh, I gotta go back. Oh, I wish Sai was streaming. I could definitely go watch that POV because, my God, he's just taking every man's life in the server, then air shotting Rakuso. He has no remorse for the players in this server, absolutely slaughtering them. Oh my God. Saigai's burgers and fries bringing justice to the last hold stalemate, getting the 4K.
And it's looking really good for the rest of New God Flow to push into this mid right now. It's pretty much only Speedy and Jarrett locking things down from afar. Shamu trying to get into the face of the enemy team here. Going to be meeting up with Mr. Muffins, who is not having none of that. Going to be pushing forward in the face of Jarrett. So low on health. The extra spam is also keeping the pressure on the arrows, not going to be able to keep him alive. The pressure comes in from Dingo, who's going to be throwing in some extra stickies. The Uber gets popped off, and it's going to be Patty chasing through that rollout room. A little bit overzealous, but does manage to pick up Speedy, and the follow-up bomb is going to be more than enough to keep the pressure on and keep these players down. It's Saigai with the shotgun.
Oh, but
not going to be able to get it. And oh, the scouts are not going to be letting up here. The cap is so close to being finished up on second. They won't be able to get last because of the efforts of Boar and Shamu, who are ready to come back into this. Guns a-blazing.
That was a little scary from Dingo there. He lived with 3 HP. And almost got pistoled down. If he would have died there, that could have been a completely different situation. But either way, Velocity's still choosing to push here. Patty wants to fight this. He is walking in with his buff with Muffins here. Speedy needs to get killed here. This pushing me bad. Muffins is actually going to die for it, though. And Rakuso coming in from the backline here shortly. Marmaduke going to fall and find the kill on the Sky because both scouts were too far forward trying to kill the scout that didn't need to die, which was Patty. And Dingo going to sticky jump his way out of there. Great play from Marmaduke. This is going to be a questionable second hold from Velocity. I'm surprised they're not getting any positioning on mid. I don't know why they have it, not have a scout scouting right now. But it looks like Shamu is going back to spawn, looking to opt to off class or something. No, he's just picking up his medic, even though the medic already spawned with a soldier. So looks like we're just gonna have a nice little ad here from Godflow.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna work out for them overall. Positioning from Velocity doesn't seem to be in any desire to stay very long, and it looks like with enough pressure through this IT, they might be able to catch some players right now. The Uber comes out from Patty. chasing down from the left side. Mr. Muffin's actually opened the door and got 2 kills of his own, including Jarrett, the demo man. So now, with no demo to worry about, and with no Uber technically to speak of, this is definitely territory for pushing.
Velocity has no reason to be bleeding these players right now. Like, there's no reason to lose 3 players before the last all. The only person who has an excuse to die there is Rakuso, and that's to force him. Even then, there's honestly no reason to let him force on the last. It's going to be much, in my opinion, personally, much easier to hold last 6v6 versus 65 with no Uber. But anyway, going into the next mid here, I'm going to be getting eyes on Jarrett, see what he's doing. I've been watching Dingo for a little bit on these mids, but Jarrett's been, you know, keeping it toe-to-toe. Dingo going to be a little bit slower this messing up his Kato rollout. Jarrett being a lot faster, actually. And Dingo not at optimal HP. He's going to get early stuck by Jarrett here. Saigai and Marmaduke prepping their bombs here. Marmaduke landing onto the back line of Velocity. Going to be getting behind here. Dingo and Muffin's going to be taking way too much damage than they need to on the right-hand side of the map. Dingo getting bombed and choked. This is going to be the mid from Velocity as they pretty much clean up all the kills and Marmaduke caught him behind here.
Yeah, that was a really good initiation from Marmaduke Girls to start, and he's still in the back lines right now, but he wasn't able to do much more because he was stuck in behind. So Velocity maintained control of the numbers game, especially with Jarrett locking down all the pressure. I saw Saigai was having a hard time getting anything done. He was just jumping backward and retreating the whole time. So now Uber on both sides, number advantage for Velocity, but not for very long as the respawn Marmaduke Girls is up. And just a little bit of pressure coming out from Rakuso and Boar trying to make something happen from the IT right now.
Yeah, but again, looks like it's going to be a pretty rough stalemate here. Godflow, they do have the round advantage. It is 2-1 for the Godflow. Boar not on sniper yet. Keyword.
Yet.
It looks like he's about to, honestly, probably the worst point to sack on Scout is just IT or process second. You just run into a choke and well, Rakuso does it for him. He's probably gonna, I put 2 craft hats that he's holding that door for Boar.
Well, we'll see what happens as that respawn timer takes down and Boar is still maintaining a presence on this mid. New Godflow may potentially had an opportunity to go forward there. They did not take it, so if anything, Boar should be heading back now if he's going to do it, but he's not. So looks like it's just going to be the run the sacks back and forth until we get the opening we need.
And it looks like I lost my 2 craft hats there. Looks like they're just going to do the same exact sack that they just did, unless Boar is going to choose to run at the soldier in an enclosed doorway, which is not the route of sacking you want to go. Instead, it's Rakuso who bombs into the skybox and gets rocket shoddy comboed by Mr. Saigai there.
And there's the counter sack immediately in the hands of Speedy, making sure that Marmaduke Girls doesn't get any more than a taste of what mid looks like. So now we're back at the 1-for-1 on each side. No significantly high advantage, and there it is. Boar finally taking the way back and going to be going on to that sniper. We'll see how that unfolds as we get back to our lovely little stalemate, you could say.
Yeah, I mean, Boar on sniper. He's not going to miss as often as other players. He tends to hit a lot of headshots in a small amount of time in his 6v6 matches and Highlander matches. Looks like he's going to be trying to peek IT here, trying to rip Marmaduke's head off. He will do well, he shot him in like the right kneecap, so I mean, that's kind of the same thing as his head. So it looks like Dingo is just going to be trying to help spam out choke. Patty trying to get a little bit aggressive. And now they're going to try and take Sui here. This is going to be a big angle from Boar here. You get a lot more sight lines here. And he is going to try and get a shot on here. And I don't know why Patty ran to a door with 4 players from Velocity there. But hey, man, I'm not going to judge why he would do that. But it looks like Velocity is just going to start running through Al-Qaeda here. They are going to pop a big play with an Uber. Oh my God, Saigai. He's maiming them. Someone stop this man.
He's absolutely relentless. He was able to keep a lot of pressure on too. As soon as that shutter door was open from the sniper, he was able to get the pressure on. And right now, he's pulling all the weight as he takes down Sky, follows up onto Jarrett. He loses his own medic in the process, but that's just a really good play from Rakuso, who is still alive. Right? What?
No,
he died.
Rakuso died, but I mean, I don't know if he saw, but I was still watching Saigai as he was just Tonka trucking his way through Velocity. He jumps Sky, pops her up nicely, and just hits the cleanest little air shot. But we do have the intel that Boar is on sniper. Muffins was doing what a good scout would do and peek ahead, looking at the front line wall. You still have the chance to and see what the enemy team has, and they do notice that Boar's on sniper, so they're not going to be peeking any angles. That is why new Godflow is prepped up behind the point here on the back left-hand side if you were on the blue team. And 404 not in a position to get sniped from IT, which is exactly what you want to see. And no sniper should be allowed to walk in through choke and kill 404 if you have sentient soldiers.
Oh man, Velocity really wants to make this happen, and that was a really good headshot to take down Marmaduke as he landed. He is in fact dominating Marmaduke, and he's taking so much free reign. Guy's not letting up, or excuse me, Dingo, not letting up, is able to hit 2 clean pipes to take down Boar. And now a follow-up from Mr. Muffins is pressuring inside IT, but it won't lead to anywhere else. So not just a counter push from choke right now.
There is one thing I see Boy, and I'll touch on it in a little bit if they choose to push here, which I don't think they are, because Jared's doing a great job locking down the choke. If they chose another doorway to go and maybe like IT as soon as they got that pick on Boar, Marmaduke already had such a faster spawn. He was up in like 3 seconds when Boar died. Boar, what I've seen, gets a great pick or does good stuff on sniper, then gets taken down a couple seconds later, which if he were to stay alive as good as a sniper if he is, he could do a lot more damage. But he is going to find the kill onto Muffins, and it is going to be a little bit of a 2-man from the side of Godflow. A little bit questionable of a 2-man. I don't really see 2-manning on process very that good, but they're going to take an Uber exchange. Uber's going to be a little bit better for the side of Godflow, but is going to get flashed. Boar almost taking down Guy, which exactly is he going to do because he's overextended, and Patty going to fall to the hand of Speedy. A lot of frags coming out from Dingo as he finds 3 of his own, and it doesn't, but 404 is going to fall. Sky is dead, so I mean, it's kind of just a scrappy little fight here. Marmaduke going to fall. Speedy has no ammo. He has the pain train out on top of the point. He's going to finally find some bullets. Marmaduke about to bomb here. Gonna be fighting 2 soldiers. Boar's going to body shot him again. And this is just going to go to Velocity. Boar's just denying so much high ground right now.
And Patty did the crouch of shame is what I like to call it whenever a scout realizes he's out of position and he's trying to juke. He's walking and he crouching at the same time. I love seeing scouts do that because it just looks so ridiculous. Thankfully though, Patty does get out of the way of Boar's sight lines, but he's keeping the pressure on over here from the IT, keeping eyes on the left and right of that upper. No one's gonna be peeking out too far, but if any weary head goes out of position, Boar will find it.
Absolutely. I mean, it looks like he's going to try and make a pretty masculine peek here. Patty testing the man's reaction. Not what you want to do here. Boar going to be backing up, trying to maybe relocate, find a different snipe shot. But again, Marmaduke questionable bomb and hitting a headshot on Dingo. These guys got to be careful. They're not really respecting the Boar sniper right now. They're trying to bomb into him, but Jarrett's just going to have 19 stickies on the floor ready for him to get bombed. And again, Patty already in a questionable spot. Boar, this is a free 150 body shot right here. If Boar is able to hit this shot, he should just be scoped up on Patty the entire time. Patty's pretty much trapped right now if you're looking at Boar, but he does manage to get away.
Yeah, that was very close to a rock in a hard place, but thankfully Patty managed to sneak his way out of that situation. We're seeing now not a lot, just Velocity once again playing around Boar, trying to get him through. Right now inside that sewer, it's going to be this shot right now. They're pressuring as much as they can, but no one is able to put up enough pressure. No one jumping in, trying to knock some heads with those juggles. And there it is. They're going to be taking the battle into their own hands as they pop this Uber right away into the sewer. Not getting any good exchanges in this particular instance. And once again, Speedy just using the entire Uber to keep the shutter open. And Boar not connecting any shots, unfortunately. But, man, Boar is just having so much freedom right now. Here comes the pressure. Finally, Patty pushes in relentlessly, and Jarrett, meanwhile, able to get the kill onto Dingo. And now it's going to be a scrappy exchange inside the sewer. A lot of damage coming out, but Guy getting the better of it and able to shotgun down Shamu in the process. Sky, left alone, gets pistoled down. Boar only grabbing a Patty kill, and there it is. A lot of kills going back and forth. He can't get the last shot, and thankfully 4-4 will survive. It is a full wipe. Finally.
Dude, Saya is just a one-man army. I love this so much. He's in sewer. He gets 3 kills just shooting the floor and being arrow tanked. But then again, Boar finally does the close range headshot, hits him for that fat 150, and Boar still on sniper. And this is not a good time to be on sniper if New Godflow can find the position they need to. But again, they probably are with Jarrett finding that pick and Dingo getting body shot as well. And they Uber, but they drop 2 players. A little bit of a questionable Uber. Marmaduke gonna bomb. They should find the kill on the Speedy here. But Patty going so deep and getting a lot of damage in. He finds Boar and 404 helping him with the combo. He could get a 2K, but Speedy is gonna get arrowed. Marmaduke gonna actually find the kill on Speedy, and this is gonna be a really great push. And that's the thing what I was scared about seeing Boar on Sniper this. Imagine if they had a scout. Granted, Boar hit a nice headshot onto Dingo, but I don't think Sniper was the answer there. Godflow was already pushed in, making a play. Like, if you had a scout there, you can get a lot more up close and do a lot more damage and have more impact. Because Boar hit 1 headshot. He didn't hit 15 like he normally does.
Yeah, when you're playing on the defense, you gotta hope that as long as you have a sniper, you might as well make something happen correctly, but it didn't work out for them. That's running the risk when you're doing Boar for a sniper instead of a scout. Right now, Uber popped off from Velocity. Shamu chasing down. Very nicely done to take down Mr. Muffins as well as Patty in that exchange. Can be pushing forward here very aggressively, greedy. But in the face of Dingo, he's a fish out of water.
Little too greedy there. I mean, Godflow's going to get their spawns, and they're going to have an Uber. If Velocity fights this, I'm a little scared for how their team's going to, live. But Jared has a pretty savant level trap up right now. It is on the ramp in front of Choke on the little pipes. I would have put it around 36 degrees lower though. That's like about a 45-degree angle where he put those stickies. I put a little bit lower just because you can kind of see it. But anyway, Godflow pushing in with the Cherry Uber with Patty. There are no traps on the right-hand side of the map for them to worry about, so he should be completely fine. That's going to be a free second point for Godflow and a last push if they want to push this 40 ad.
And there's a nice pick onto both soldiers from Velocity, so now they've got nothing to really worry about as far in the way of spam. They need to work their way to the point here. Patty clearing stickies and just going to sit on it. Very nicely done. Getting all the pressure time and pulling players to the point. Now the Uber gets popped off finally, but the timing is off because Sky has her Uber and is able to push it up right away. Both scouts rushing into this, trying to take down Mr. Sagai. He does go down. It takes 2 scouts with an Uber to put this man, to silence him, and finally he gets taken down. We do see now a little bit of extra pressure coming out from Velocity scouts. They're pushing forward in the face of Dingo, who is sitting at the choke very comfortably. The cap goes back to Velocity, and they own their second and have a moment to breathe.
I was a little worried for the for the boys on Velocity there. I saw it in Patty's eyes. He really wanted that kill on the Sky. I don't think Sai was in position to bomb as soon as Patty would have liked, so they weren't able to find that frag. If they were about a second faster, they won that round. But it looks like we only got around a minute left in the game, so this is going to be a pretty botched lash or push from Godflow as they are in the driver's seat to push. They are going to be going now. Muffins and Patty going to be clearing out IT here with Sai Guy coming in right behind him. The Brute coming in. Patty's going to get the Uber popped off on him. They need to get this Uber off from Sky, which they do. They're going to be backing up here, and they're going to get into a position to refight here. Muffins needs to live here, which he is. They're going to get ready to refight this round. Again, probably around 45 seconds left on the clock, if I had to assume. They're going to be walking back into choke here shortly.
And there's Speedy sitting close to the sewer door. Not going to be able to get much further because Marmaduke Grills is locking down that escape. And there it is. Great play from Saiga to jump around and make sure there's nothing he can do. Gets the frag that's going to set things off. But Mr. Muffins, who was already deep in, had no extra support. Big bomb comes in from Marmaduke Grills, is able to keep up the pressure and keep down that
Wait a
medic.
minute.
And then the rest of the team collapses into place. It's looking like just Boar, who's trying to make anything happen here. If he can slow this down, he can't. He has to get on the cap. And he's just dancing, distracting while Speedy is respawning on that heavy. It's going to be keeping the pressure onto Sagai, who can't get much further up. There's nothing he can defend against. There goes the shot.
Oh my god.
There it is. He's able to save out Sky. Needs to get up to the point.
Oh
no,
my god, they do it. Velocity had one job, and that job was to just not wipe. And they wiped. Great showing from Godflow. Little bit of botch pushes, little bit, but you know, it's all good. We're gonna pull up the stats here. Hopefully we don't get started right away. And there's 2 players that stand out for me. I don't know if you have the stats open already, but I want to hear your opinions.
Yeah, I'm seeing the numbers. They stick out like a sore thumb when you look at the stats. It's, you know, they're the only players to have a significantly higher DPM than the rest of their teammates, and it's Dingo and Sagai.
Oh yeah,
aka
of course.
Sagai and Dingo.
Yeah, I mean,
respectively.
the demo and soldier from this team. I mean, you need to look at it. Patty is not really seems like he's not in the driving seat in a lot of these pushes. Unless Sai's just murdering everything in his path. It's kind of the same thing. I mean, Boar hit a lot of headshots. I mean, so his damage is going to be a lot higher than all the other scouts in the server comparative to like Patty and Muffins, because Sniper can do 450 damage and Boar hits a lot of 150 headshots. But I mean, the impact, honestly, coming out of Muffins and Patty, they've been denying a lot of high ground from the soldiers, which is pretty good from them. But also, Shamu is pretty much the uh, their strongest player right now. Jarrett not performing too hot from a kill standpoint, comparative to Dingo going 17 and 13, while Jarrett's going 11 and 12. Dingo also putting out around 1,400 more damage. Rakuso having a little bit of a rough game as well, but I mean the head-to-head between him and Marm are pretty neck and neck, damage and kill wise. If I really had to give it to a player who's standing out, I'd want to say Psy Guy in this game. Honestly, he's doing so much in these Uber exchanges that he is just slaughtering players. I don't know, like in these Uber exchanges, we need to be watching Psy Guy because he is able to get behind and find 2 kills before they even get flash, and that's an instant win for Godflow in that situation.
He has an incredible situational awareness when it comes to those things, and that's what you need in a pocket. Back in the old days, I sound like an old fart. Back in the old days where the pocket could just dominate an Uber exchange and get the better of it, make sure the medics never escaped. He's going above and beyond and killing players before the Uber even happens. And that's really where he's shining right now. Just in every situation, he knows what he needs to do, and he does it with exquisite execution.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a little surprised with Godflow's performance right now. I feel like Muffins is playing extremely well. He is doing an excellent job watching flank. He's not really in a situation to die as much. He's doing what a good flank scout should do, killing what he needs to kill, not going for these crazy ludicrous plays, and he's staying alive. Like he's dying less than Boar, he's dying less than Shamu, he's dying less than Patty, which is the combo scout on his team. He's doing a phenomenal job staying alive, which is what you want from your flank scout, to always be a constant threat on the team. Having a flank that goes and maybe trades for like a roamer, that's not a good trade. That's you just killed a guy who can jump and shoot rockets that the combo scout's probably going to deny at this level of TF2.
Right.
But having Muffins be alive as much as he is honestly, I really want to say, one of the backbones that Godflow has right now. I'm not really seeing that in Boar Scout. His headshots and his off-classing is obviously the greatest, but I really feel like the impact Muffins has truly had is probably the best in the server. Probably the best that Godflow has, along with Psy Guy.
Yeah, and I think that's really what's going to shine things out overall is having the right amount of edging out the performance compared to the other team. And Mr. Muffins and Psy Guy are definitely bringing that to the table, without a doubt.
Absolutely, and I should have touched on this, but I guess during the downtime, I should have talked about the match here. I'm looking at the pick and bans for this game tonight. We're looking at process, and if either way, we're going to gully wash after this, and the deciding map will look to be Metalworks. Is actually the decider map is going to be Metalworks. They banned Snake Water on the side of
The
Godflow
match
from
page
having.
was just on default, I'm guessing, because it was so last minute.
Yes. But hopefully we should be getting live here soon. I'm gonna grab my insider sources and see how close we are from starting, as we just watched the scrappy pregame DM. And actually, it looks like we're about to be going live here very, very shortly. Both players, I believe, both teams should be readying up momentarily. But Ro, what do you think of this performance from Godflow so far?
Honestly, it's what I was hoping for, because it's really a shame, in my opinion, to to call New Godflow a 4th seed when you see so many good names on their squad. And I'm really glad to see that they're proving their worth against Velocity, the 3rd seed. And I hope to see New Godflow take this all the way to the end. Maybe just make it a 2-mapper, go on to the next stage of the lower bracket finals, and then maybe pull out some upsets there too, because it's just a star-studded roster, in my opinion.
I mean, they had a pretty rough start to the season. Like I said earlier, they had a couple upset losses to Mentality Esports early in the season, which is a little bit scary for their playoff appearance because they got really, really close to not making it until they turned up and beat Velocity. And what you could call an upset with this current day Velocity roster, probably the best Velocity roster that's been created, in my opinion. I was a little shaky with them when I first saw this roster get announced. I was like, wow, this is some of the AK players being formed, and AK had a pretty decent season in season 27. They got fifth, I believe. Yeah, they did get fifth. Just barely missed their playoff appearance, and they actually lost to Velocity, and they pretty much merged a little bit, stealing Rakuso and Sky, and also adding on the newcomers of Boar and Speedy, who are not unfamiliar with Invite. They actually both play on the same team together back in season 25 on Lunatic Esports. But I guess we're actually jumping into the second half. Hero, take us away, my guy.
Match is live. I got eyes on my guy Jarrett, who's now taking it up through the ramp. Gonna be hitting the next ramp slide without a doubt. Okay, I didn't jinx it. And he's gonna be getting there just the same time as Dingo, who's putting on the pressure, keeping it up. Oh, there's so much damage, but thankfully he managed to pick up that pack and will be able to survive, keeping the pressure on top of that left side. So New God Flow is waiting for their next opportunity. Dingo, excuse me, Psy Guy, waiting very patiently on his perch. Going to be keeping the pressure on from Boar, who pushed forward, and a little bit of extra follow-up from Jarrett is able to take down 404 as well as Marmaduke Grills. So now it's going to be a desperate push from Psy Guy, who's too low on health to make anything happen. We'll get cleaned up by Shamu, and that's going to be a full wipe. Velocity definitely figured out what went wrong.
Great mid from them. New Godflow is like, you guys make the first move. We want to feel you guys out. But Velocity said, I bet, and then just slaughtered them. So anyway, Velocity going to be taking in their Uber through 3-door here with Shamu and Speedy here relatively shortly. That's where they're positioning. Actually, they're going to go far right. I don't like going far right with this big of an ad. I mean, I understand the whole milk here, and but Dingo dying there's probably going to be the nail in the coffin. And again, oh my god, kills going everywhere. This is probably the worst last hold I think I've ever seen from New Godflow. They didn't get the force off Sky early enough, and Dingo having no stickies on point from him getting killed earlier is also a big issue.
Like, did we just transport to early season where there weren't definitive, like, skills and we're just seeing a steamroll out of nowhere? What just happened with that last?
Yeah, that was some Froyotech versus 9th place team stuff right there that you don't want to ever see anymore in playoffs. But anyway, New Godflow, good movement from Jarrett. Dingo getting extremely weak, but Godflow playing super aggressive. Marmaduke in from behind. He's gonna get killed by Speedy here, and again Shamu also gonna find the kill. I'm sorry, Speedy's gonna find the kill onto Sagai, and again Dingo's gonna fall. Marmaduke's gonna fall on their back line, and Patty, they need to leave. They have not matched the aggression of Velocity right now, but again, Dingo gonna get a really nice sticky off. They need to kill Shamu fast here, but he's gonna find the kill on the Dingo. That's gonna be a scary pick from the side of Velocity here. Patty being very weak. They still want to fight this though. They're trying to chip down Rakusa, but Patty is taking too much damage to try and he's just eating. Stop taking damage, Patty, please. He is just gonna finally back up, get his health stabilized. And again, Shibor gonna run right across the point, ready to take the Uber, and he's gonna find the kill on the Muffins. But again, Bor gonna get the Uber force off. This is gonna be a good Uber from 404 as he milked the Uber. This is gonna be running 50% better Uber from the side of Godflow. They need to get positioning with this Uber as they are down in the player department right now, which is what they're doing. But there is a soldier right above 404. Shamu's gonna find the kill onto Marmaduke Girls. Jared gonna be sticking off the opposite IT. They are gonna find the kill on the 404. Speed's gonna go deep, and Saigai gonna find the kill on the Speedy. 404 couldn't stay alive long enough, and CVS Pharmacy, aka Rakuso, gonna take down the players, Patty, to secure the mid. That was an intense mid fight.
And Saga is not finished yet. He's gonna be going down here. Just picks up the health pack and get into the face of the enemy Shamu. Shamu takes it full breath in his face and takes down Mr. Saga. So now Rakuso holding down this forward area. We do see now Velocity owning second, sitting on a huge ad. It's Patty on sniper with a very interesting sentry spot, I have to say. It's just enough out of the way where it's hard for soldiers to take it down, and it still has good view of the points. We'll see how Velocity handle this as they push in from the right side.
Jared gonna be bombing Dingo, and again, oh my god, the Banny bind saves his life there. This is a pretty good Uber coming up from Velocity. They're going to get some of the cab time. Speedy is going to fall. 404 is going to fall as well. A lot of frags trading each way for each team. Shamu going to try and find the kill on the Marmaduke, which he is. It's going to be a 3v3 still. Sky's still alive, so the heals are going to be in favor of Velocity, as 404 did just die a little earlier. Shamu is trying to duel Muffins and Patty. Patty just needs to find his way to the resub cabin, and he's going to get pistoled down. Dingo going to be alive here. The respawners are coming in, and that's going to be another round. Godflow not able to stabilize.
I was really feeling it right there at the end of that fight. You know, even though they had technically enough fragging classes, 2 scouts with a medic, I was just feeling it in that moment, and they committed to it. They knew this was their moment to shine, and they pulled through in the end. And now at this mid, Jarrett locked out from his health pack, gonna be getting the pressure onto Marmaduke Grills, knocks him back a little bit even. And we'll see now if New God Flow can do that same aggression and have a good follow-up, but instead Marmaduke Grills jumps in to his death, only able to get off 1 rocket before going down, and now Flo hitting a couple pipes and rockets, following through. Mr. Muffins comes in, finishes off Speedy. It's Rakuso trading his life with 404 to take him down, and now it's a desperate attempt to take down Sky. She's just down by Dingo, who's got so little health. 1 arrow will take him down, and Saigai also right behind. Oh my goodness, Sai!
No!
Just
No!
did it!
No!
Oh, there it is!
No!
Gonna juke Mr. Muffins!
Okay.
Not enough, and that late death is excruciating. Absolutely not what Velocity wanted in the end of it all. She almost made the escape, but just missed out. Had the right jukes, but the timing was not enough for the rest of Velocity to come in. And so now, huge ad in the hands of Flo. They might be able to pull this round into a win and try and make something happen at the end of it all.
Honestly, that's not even a beef from any party on Godflow. That's just a proper stagger. That we thought it was Muffins and Dingo, you know, not able to find that kill on Sky. That was just their invite brains able to stagger that death so they could have that 30 ad that they wouldn't have had beforehand. But anyway, we're gonna probably stalemate. I don't think any team would push on this mere amount of ad. It looks like Marmaduke is already prepping up to, actually they're going to push on their 20 ad. Patty's going to be taking the cherry Uber through low here. They're probably going to pop through here. This is a little scary. They need to find Sky, and she's already out. He doesn't even pop the Uber. Please don't walk through that. All right, Patty's going to fall, though. Patty overcommitted way too far there. The Uber is going to get popped off. They need to try and save Dingo because Dingo's getting destroyed, and 404 is going to drop Dingo, though. It is going to be 4 versus 6 here. Godflow needs to find a way to live here. The Velocity players are behind them. Flo is just now starting to leave. They have Rakuso leaving in front of IT. That's where 404 is. He needs to find a way to live. We're going to find the kill onto Saigai, and Rakuso finally going to fall to the hand of Muffins. Marmaduke getting the kill on the Speedy, and 404 barely survives.
Now the fight is still continuing right now. Marmaduke Grills does not want to let up any more space. Shamu manages to pull up a beautiful dive into that pack and takes it away from them. Able to get a little bit of pressure onto Marmaduke Grills, who gets taken down here. Now Velocity once more. They're going to be pushing up against good old Dingo, who's taking a lot of spam. Has to take up all these heals and pull it all back. I want to talk about the mistake that happened from New Godflow. Is what happened was they got in for free. You know, they didn't have to use their Uber. And at that point, Velocity's like, okay, we need to take this into them right away. Let's get this Uber going. And New Godflow had the mistake of sending their Uber from right below the point and into the face of the enemy team, while everyone was, there was like 3 players behind on their own side, that their own team that wasn't in the fight, and so they were disconnected, and that's how Velocity, as Rakuso goes in and gets air stalled by the dual scatter guns. It was just not enough for New Godflow because they lost all their players from behind, as the Uber from Velocity was very well timed.
I mean, Godflow is looking so confident. They were sipping on that Fiji. And Speedy just comes in hot and gets smoked. Almost killing Dingo and almost forcing 404 actually, so good attempt from him. But on 2 there, when they took that Uber, and Patty ran in front of one door, but 404 couldn't cross because there was a soldier shooting from above battlements in front of rollout, and he couldn't get in for free. But anyway, they are going to just take this into them wall. It is 65 momentarily while Speedy's rolling out. Godflow might find the kill on the Shamu, and Patty, great awareness, going to find that kill. And Jarrett going to get the Uber exchange off here. Muffin's going to fall, though. That's not what you want to see from your flank scout, dying super early. Oh, but CVS Pharmacy on the spy for the late game reassurance. He is getting in position here to stab someone, but he does get spotted out. That's an unfortunate timing. from him. 404 gonna claim that kill of his own. Dingo gonna be spamming. Oh, and nukes Boar. He just slaughters that man with a big pipe over the rock. Oh man, that was a crazy pipe. And again, Godflow should just be able to just waltz on in here and take second for free, but that's without Saigai coming in. Oh my god, Jared just murdered this man. But then 404 dies to a trap and then craters from it.
That was a beautiful crater drop, you could say. And Patty, though, on the last ammo clip of his life, able to take down Sky with some pistol. Mr. Muffin's now in a 1v2, gonna lose out to Boar, while Rakuso recoups over in the IT, picks up the health pack. We're seeing not much of an advantage on either side. 4-4 has about 10%, 20% now on top of Sky. We'll see if New Godflow can turn this into a round win. It's going to be very tight, though.
Ah, man, that was little scary from if you're Godflow. That was the round in Godflow's hands. And no one checked the most obvious trap above IT. And it didn't, like, 140 damage to 4-4 while he was jumping, and then he cratered from it because he moved so fast to the ground.
Here we are pushing into IT. Dingo and, Saigai and co coming in from lower. The sticky is going to separate him, but he was able to get the shot off. And there it is, 96% on Sky. Saigai single-handedly taking down every single kill and pushing into this combo with no fear. This man can do anything with an Uber, without an Uber. He's unstoppable, and he's the reason New Godflow is going to be taking this around.
Saigai, man, just... oh my... Dude, he's a tank.
There are no words. Let's just revel in the. We're just not gonna cast anymore. We're just gonna be getting on.
Yeah, you guys are watching
Saigai
this mid without a cast.
Soon.
Just watch Saigai. I'm not even casting. Nah, I'm just kidding. We're gonna watch this mid now. I'm gonna cast it for you guys. Jerry here gonna start getting a nice stick on the Patty a little bit early. Muffin's gonna try and make his way around the right hand side with his team. Boar gonna start getting across point, doing flank scout things. Backs up a little bit. Speedy here. Big bomb into the skybox. Saigai, he's going to land onto the head of Dingo. Big frag. Now he's going to tunnel the demo. He is going to get killed by traded out for Boar, but this is so bad from Velocity. Marmaduke behind. He smells Sky. He wants her dead, but I think she is going to live just fine. Uber saw in hand. She is taking a odd route to live. She's kind of just moving around, but she is going to live with her 60% Uber, and this is going to be a New Godflow mid-hold.
Yeah, and they're on their way to second. They kind of want to push, but because they were so eager to get to second to take down Sky, they've forfeited all the captain from mid, and they're also still waiting for Saigai, the man, the myth, the legend. So nothing doing there. They're gonna have to forfeit the super ad in favor of getting the players all set up. But the is that the Marm sniper I'm seeing?
We've seen Marmaduke Sniper on Metalworks in their Heartbreaker against this exact team, actually. Marmaduke Sniper, he's either the greatest player in the entire world. Look at what is that? He hits the shot. He's on his game tonight, boys. Will he counter snipe Boar? If he is able to hit the shot on the Boar, this is going to be GG. But he is going to get counter headshot from Boar. Oh, but Boar's going to find the drop onto 404, and he's going to win the sniper versus sniper. DK Boar, and he's gonna find the shot on the side guy. DK Boar, and he's gonna find the kill on the evil Mr. Muffins. DK Boar, and he's gonna hit the 50 damage body shot on the Patty. DK Boar, greatest sniper in the game. Had to just, tried to give him his props, but he did it the same thing 4 more times. Oh, but this game makes no sense, man. Everyone's just dropping Uber. Saigai getting 2 clean kills, landing onto the head of Sky, and then destroying Speedy.
I'm so sorry. I just can't do anything anymore. There's too much happening in too many ways. And Shamu, who's managed to pick up both the scouts, is going to be able to make a lot of work here. He's going into the face of 404, picks him up himself, and Dingo will shoddy boom body him down. The only thing he can do is just hope to get the kill on the end of a spree. And Jarrett has finished up this wipe after getting so many kills of his own in that exchange. Velocity are now pushing into mid. They're not giving up. It was looking so desperate, especially with all these drops and pops and locks and tops. And I can't keep up with this game anymore. It's too fast, Sandblast.
Dude, I don't even know how they like Godflow didn't win off the side just murdering half of velocity, and they somehow still lose. I mean, big shout out to Bohr, definitely stepping it up on that sniper class for his team. Absolutely just destroyed New Godflow. But anyway, here looks like CVS Pharmacy, aka Rakuso, getting in position to bomb here. Speedy is going to fall to the hand of Marmaduke Grills. They are going to send in Rakuso in behind him. As Marmaduke is in behind, he is going to fall to him. And Godflow gets sent to their last, and Dingo going to die. And Shamu has a bone to pick with Muffins in lobby, but Muffins, he's too scared. He backs away. And this is going to be a last hold from New Godflow.
Yeah, and with no demo to work with, even though Speedy's on that spy, kind of a poor timing, because, I mean, Dingo's already respawning right now, so maybe it wouldn't have amounted to anything, but when you get a demo pick like that, you're kind of hoping that the next thing you do is push, and instead they're going to have Speedy, the useless spy. Oh! So close. Dingo almost hit that last shotgun blind, but Speedy will make the escape. Excuse me, Saigai almost hit that shotgun blind. I hate this Dingo Saigai name swap. It's so annoying.
So Speedy's taking the walk of shame.
the super walk of shame.
Walking back.
Yeah, not even on Badlands where you can just quickly make it to second and diag and then be back in the fight. No, he's going all the way to last, and I think Bohr's gonna join him.
The double walk of shame.
Bohr's going too far. Speedy's calling out for it, and Bohr. No.
Oh, the triple walk of shame. Oh, no.
Step aside, Mr. Oh, I've already... Okay.
Oh.
I've forgotten the name. Mustard Overlord, who had the shame of going to the wrong last to spawn camp, and he went all the way to his own last on the end of a mid-win, a wipe, and now Bohr's taken that same shame by going to second to respawn as sniper after so many shameful walks. We're finally into the action of TF2. It's not a game where you walk to a spawn. It's a game where you go to sniper and you hit a shot right now into Mr. Muffins. Right now into Mr. Muffins. Okay, never mind.
And that was almost like quintuple, hextuple walk of shame there from Bohr. Almost walking all the way to his last instead of the forward spawn that Speedy left open for him. But anyway, here, Bohr on Sniper, he had two very impressive moments on Sniper. Third time's the charm. If I had to say, he's going to drop 4-4 in about 13 seconds. He's going to probably do it through the... Okay, he's just going to kill Dingo, because Dingo is standing in the wide open for some reason. They are just going to walk in on that demo pick. Bohr is in prime position to kill everyone in the server right now post-Uber, which is he's exactly ready to do that primed and rollout. He's going to hit the 150 body shot onto Dingo, hit him for another 50 for the 200 health. He's probably going to kill 4-4. Shamu wiping the server right now actively. Bohr still just ringing out body shots from rollout, but he's not hitting as much as you'd want him to, but it's okay because Rakuso and Shamu are going to clean everything up for him. And this is going to go to a 4-4 for Velocity and New Godflow. Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, very good stuff from Bohr, rattling off shots. That's everything you want to have, but surprisingly, Bohr, with no pressure whatsoever, he hits no headshots. Well, he hit the one onto Saigai, but hits nothing but body shots thereafter. So now in this next mid, we're gonna see who's gonna take the first map of this game. Can they wipe the other team in this mid? We do see Marmaduke Girls taking control of that IT on the right side, locking out any possibility of any players getting too close. Velocity initiates with Speedy, but he gets taken down. The follow-up comes from Jarrett, who takes down Dingo, but they've already lost all their players, so New Godflow is looking like they're going to be taking this mid, and Rakuso will be able to make the escape, but there it is! Marmaduke Girls sealing victory almost assuredly by taking down Sky. Patty follows up by taking down
They need this
Rakuso.
kill on Jarrett. What is Jarrett doing? Okay, he's jumping out finally. He's gonna get it. Patty doesn't let these get away. Patty lets those get away. Demo's 5 HP. And he, you know, honestly, I think it's a scare tactic.
Okay, we're good. Go on. we're seeing Boar now on Sniper. Eyes on the lower of lobby. Not getting any shots off here. Velocity needs Boar to make something happen here, and so it might be in Flo's best interest. They might have called out the sniper. Yeah, they see the die, shoots it. They're gonna be popping right away. They want to take no chance whatsoever, but they've managed to push without their demo, so the gun goes down a little bit later in that Uber, taking up all of it. They've taken the ground, but not the frags. So now we're seeing initiation from Speedy, who gets taken down immediately. Sagai gets killed almost instantly by Jarrett, and that's going to work in their favor, of course, because, you know, if I can get a kill... What? What? No!
That's it. Nah, that's it. Nah. 5-4 in a heartbreak for Velocity. Unfortunate outcome for the boys in yellow. But anyway, I'm looking at the stats here, and there's a player who turned up but was unfortunately let down by his other squad mates, and that player is Shamu. 49-25. Destroying Muffins and Patty in the scout department. Boar 34-22. Thing with Boar, he played a lot of sniper. He wasn't on scout that much. And honestly, in a lot of those situations, like I said, I feel like Muffins in the times where Boar was on scout, Muffins outperformed him every single time. But the times where Boar was off classing, he is the only reason why his team did things at times. But again, I still feel like Muffins on scout was able to still secure a lot of situations that Godful may have not, even though Muffins didn't really have a hot second half, only getting around 9 kills that half. I still feel like that he was able to create space for his team and still make plays as scout more than Boar was able to make plays on scout. I just feel like Muffins had more impact in that department. But Boar is sniper. He's definitely probably the best playmaker on Velocity, but the hard carry from Shamu, 49 frags, doubling the kills of Jarrett, Speedy, and Rakuso. But that's such a sad.
That's the true heartbreak.
It's a heartbreak, man. It really is a heartbreak.
It wasn't getting capped on last with almost all your players alive. It was the fact that Shamu was just on point this game. Boar was pulling out all the stops.
Yeah.
And no one else turned up.
Boar sniper was a huge factor in this game. I want to say that's the reason why Velocity honestly got, I want to say, 2 of the rounds was from Boar on sniper, stopping last pushes and reverse rolling them back to Godflow last. But again, like I'm still thinking about it. Like Boar, when he was on scout, I still don't feel like he had as much impact as Muffins because he played sniper most of the game and had a couple great situations. But when the times where he was on sniper and nothing happened, they just lost too a lot of the time because he was on sniper, kind of just existing. And yes, he is going to hit shots, but if Godflow is on their game, like, oh, I gotta go kill Boar, let me bomb him, shoot one rocket, cool, he's out of the fight for like 5 seconds before he can finally repeak. And if he doesn't hit those shots beforehand, it's not gonna look good if you're Velocity, which is what happened.
Yeah, it's the make or break of sniper. Boar is definitely the one you want to have a sniper in his hand if you want to make the rounds, but he had to step up, and there were some situations where he just couldn't. And that was more to the credit of New Godflow, like he said, keeping the pressure on, knocking him out for 5 seconds with just a spam rocket. And now I think we can go to as quick a break as possible so that myself personally can recoup real quick. And we'll be getting into our second map as soon as the server and STV info is up, and then we'll be getting right to it. So with that, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Puppet, take it to music.
Welcome back, or welcome to any newcomers we have to your ESEA lower bracket finals. We have new Godflow and Velocity in a slobber knocker of a BO3, with new Godflow barely edging it out above Velocity 5-4 on process. I thought it was going to be a little bit and to go in favor of Velocity, but Godflow managed to squeeze out an extra round above him, and just barely winning the game. I'm here joined with Row. Okay. I feel he's having some mic issues. Hopefully he'll be back here shortly. But if you guys did not tune into the first match and you're just now coming in, we have new Godflow taking an incredible round against Velocity here. Shamu having an impressive game of 49 kills. Saga having an impressive game and huge impact plays. Same thing with Boar with the phenomenal sniper plays. But we should be getting live here shortly. I believe we're just waiting on Board already up, and we should be going live in the next couple, hopefully next minute or two here. But this is going to be a phenomenal game.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I wish I had a follow-up to that sentence, but that really says it all, you know?
I
Because
mean,
with such a great performance from this last game, 5-4 with so many clutch plays, so many reasons Velocity was still in the running, I'd really like to see this go in either team's favor, really. I just want to see more of that 5-4 action that we saw in that last map.
you want to know what was interesting about that last game? There was not a single bat cap that had that happened in that game.
And that's what you like to see. Because I know you are the big punisher of those kind of things, where you'll just hide inside of upper IT, and the team will push out, and you'll just push in through upper lobby and go for the back cap, and they'll be like, "What?"
Back caps are a beautiful thing in TF2, and you can't just back cap. You can't just back cap. You have to craft one. Has to be expertly executed, disguised, and masked and performed for it to work.
Fully agree with you. It's the next generation of TF2 strategies. It's the next level. Like who cares about the standard book of TF2? You know, it's all
you gotta
about
write your own, man. Be a Pathfinder.
Exactly. Boom. Couldn't have said it better.
But anyway, a little bit more about the match we have on hand here. We should be going live here shortly. If you are unfamiliar, Godflow is up 1-0 in the map series, and we are about to start into Gully Watch, which I believe is the map choice of Velocity. So I believe Flow won their map pick. This is now Velocity's map pick. We saw them on Ascent versus Ascent last night. If you tune into that regular season match, I believe it was regular season. Could have been playoffs. I'm not 100% sure. I don't recall, but I know they played Ascent recently on Gully, and Velocity kind of got rolled the first half. Ascent took a very fast 3-0, but Velocity kind of adapted and, got 3 rounds of their own, I believe. But we are about to go live here. Season 28 lower bracket finals, map 2, new Godflow up 1-0. Row, take us away this mid.
Actually, I'm going to ask you to do it so I can finish my snack.
Absolutely. I will take away this mid. I got eyes on Dingo. This is one of his favorite map. Phenomenal demo main. We're going to see what side he's going to take. How is he going to counter Jarrett? What is he going to do as one of the top demo men in North America? Get it? Watch it for yourself here. He's going to be nice little rollout into the choke area along with Jarrett. Looks like both demo men are going to be tagging. Oh, wow. Big damage coming out from... Oh, my God. Sai absolutely Dingo destroying board, but 2 frags from Speedy and Rakuso. They are going to get traded out, though. Each team down 2 scouts and a soldier, but... Sai Guy going to get cleaned up a little bit later. And that's going to be a very quick mid from Velocity.
And Jarrett also locking down the escape route in the lower lobby. Dingo sees the stickies and says, nope. There's a demo in our lobby.
Ooh,
and, now Marmaduke taking a lot of pressure. The pistol's coming out, but it's not going to be enough to take him out of the running. Dingo, keeping the pressure on, is going to take a lot of damage from these rockets right now. And somehow New God Flow is just fighting through the pain. They're low on health all across the board, but they just stay in the face. Fake it till you make it, you know? Rakuso will make the escape.
Godflow did a great job re-aggressing there. I'm actually really happy with how they re-aggressed that. Muffins made a little bit of space for his team to walk forward, and then they had Marmaduke high bomb over on top of Choke to relieve some pressure from the combo pushing out of River, which is good stuff that you want to see from your roamer. But again, Rakuso about to look at that Sai Guy with the shotgun. He is not going to shoot a single rocket at that jumps through the choke. Watch, I guarantee it. Because he doesn't care about hitting the flashy air shots. He wants to keep his medic alive. He will shotgun deny this poor soldier that is going to go through the choke.
And Boar, who tried to make his way in through this big door, gonna get taken down here by Dingo, who's done a very good job. He's actually setting up a new trap a little bit closer, trying to punish any other players who decide to make their way through.
Oh, wow.
Marmaduke Grills not able to make anything happen as Speedy keeping a tight rein on all these entranceways.
Yeah, nice little air shot coming out from Speedy there. But again, Boar's gonna come out on Sniper. Thankfully for Godflow, this point's a little bit scary for Sniper, as you can't really peek a lot of angles easily. The only thing you really have is Choke from back elbow, which Boar's looking. He's gonna try and muscle his way in through Choke, which they do know he has a sniper. And Sai Guy is gonna grab some ammo so he can help spam. But Boar is slowly edging his way through here. Patty's standing completely still, and he is gonna get hit for 150. That's a bit of an obvious play. That Boar's going to be on sniper, and he's going to drop towards the big door here.
Yeah, I'm curious. Oh, there it is. I was going to talk about some theory crafting for pushing second, but now we're just going to get right into the action as Dingo has to lock down Boar, who's got all this free reign. Sai Guy pressures up with a little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump to get in there. Boar very low on health. Oh, dodges the arrow. Very nicely done. It's the scout blood in him, you know. He's got to dodge those arrows.
They are using so many resources for Boar right now to hit this shot. They have 4 players at big door. If Flo wanted to, they could, just have Marmaduke, shoot a couple rockets and do a bunch of damage and choke. But it looks like we're kind of just going to stalemate until Boar hits something.
He pulled off, he literally just, he's pulling off shots so he can bait some players to peek, and he can take the headshot so that his teammate Speedy can immediately follow up on the damage. Boar just baiting out all these shots. There it is. The pop comes through, trying to get the force off. Oh no! Speedy gets dropped, and now the juggle's coming out. Sky doing a very good job of trying to finesse her way around these rockets to make her a grand escape. Finally, she makes it through, but this big door is now open for business, and Flow are coming through.
Here's the thing with the sniper that I was talking about before. Remember what I said about Boar being a phenomenal sniper, but now you have a sniper? Look, just sitting there.
Yep.
I think he's hit a couple body shots for 50 damage. He's just now in position to try and kill. Oh my god. Look at Sai. Trying to stand up, but again, like, Boar wasn't able to connect any shots there. Dude, Dingo or Sai wants this man, or Dingo spawn camping the forwards. Oh wow, this is big. Sky can't cheater bind. That is against the ESEA rules. If you're familiar with what a cheater bind is, it's where you resub back to your last point and keep your Uber percentage. That is a banned in ESEA if you are a PUBG player or do that in scrims. In ESEA, you are not really allowed to do it. It's kind of a gray area rule on certain maps. I know it's 100% banned on Badlands. I don't know if that's fully enforced, but Sky being a, being a smart gamer and just normally back spawning by switching to a different class.
Yeah, no risk there. Just do it the old way, before all these fancy binds where you could just resub immediately. Oh, it's too much for me. I can't keep up with the times. And there it is, Boro4 getting sniped by the arrow.
Boro4 is gonna get killed indeed by the 404 arrow. But looks like Velocity is gonna back it up a little bit, respect new Godflow's, presence. Shamu's gonna take his position on his little rock, and Godflow, here they go, speeding through the big door. Patty on the beam, check. Psy guy ready to clean up, check. Here comes the Uber, possibly, and they back it up. Realizing that's a little bit questionable, Marmaduke's, oh, it was just a ploy to get Marmon behind, but he is gonna die from Boar, the respawning scout. They are going to back it up to mid, though, onto their side, and they're just going to stalemate. CVS Pharmacy, aka Rakuso, going to get really low. The Uber's coming into Dingo. They are going to kill him, but is this worth it?
And they've got actually, Mr. Muffins was trying to decide where he was needed right there. He was going to try and hide, but instead, Flo are going to be taking this all the way up the banana, right into the face of Sky, but they've lost so many players already. Side Guy and Mr. Muffins going down is not what they want, but Marty Grills is still alive, and Patty is with them, so now they got to make this somehow work, but Rakuso's got the damage. He's managed to take down so many players. Patty jukes his way around Jared and Boar, taking them down before falling to the hand of Speedy. It is now 2 soldiers versus a Dingo and a Marm. Dingo gets taken down, and Speedy has made his way over to the drop down. He's in a really precarious position. Gonna be able to make his way over to that health pack. He does manage to snipe it just before Marty Grills gets the extra damage off. And there it is. Pressure from the scout, and a follow-up rocket will take down Speedy. Flo finally grabbing onto something from this whole exchange. Getting the better of it, in my opinion.
Questionable Uber coming out from Godflow. Was a little scared. They did drop around 3 players there. Marmaduke coming in from the clutch, rolling out, but Dingo or Sky gets 2 saws though. That's really big, but she is gonna get really weak. She's kind of caught in. Someone needs to help her out. Patty gonna try and get arrowed here, and Patty gonna get taken by Rakuso. There's gonna be a big ad from Sky. Oh my god, the Dingo almost hits a crazy pipe on the Sky. Sky's so low, and that's gonna be the bomb. Nail in the coffin from Marmaduke. Men's gonna fall. Psy Guy drops a Lenny bind in chat because Sky was in a very questionable position. And Dingo getting ran out by Shamu here, and that's going to be the kill, but it's okay because 404 Patty make out like bandits and securing their 85% Uber ad.
Yeah, Sky was trying to navigate her best route, trying to stay alive, kite as long as she could, but that involved having to do a little dance, make a little love, but she got dropped.
Here we go, Patty coming in, Rakuso in the drop down. Here he goes. He's about to go up. Both soldiers on the floor from Velocity. That's a very little spam coming in. Here comes the flank play from Rakuso onto Psy Guy. He shoots Psy Guy instead of the medic. 404 Patty bringing it up into elbow. Sky's caught in. That's it. Sky's going to die here. 3 players from Vel are already down, and Sky's going to fall. The Uber does get popped off here. It doesn't even matter if they kill Bor or Jared. They are going to secure the midpoint. The only forward that Velocity should be getting is Rakuso, and that's going to be it. He is on the sniper and forward. There's no Bor sniper, but Rakuso, pretty good sniper himself.
Yeah, he's taking off a few shots here. Not going to make it happen, so he has to back spawn immediately. They're now setting themselves up for a defense. Sky just now building up Uber. I don't know if 4-4 keeping track of it would think that, you know, it's too close, let's not push on this advantage. But they have a much bigger advantage than they would expect. So if they do this right, they definitely can make it happen, especially with how close of a gap it is from any of the entrances to Medic Sky. So Sky needs to be playing the I need to be ready to get inside of spawn and rotate to the other side as soon as possible strategy. And we'll see how that unfolds as now Flow have their Uber.
I mean, last is a little bit. Last on Gully Wash, in my opinion, is a little bit tedious of a push to put, point to push. As the Uber just comes wailing in through the choke point from River, Patty's gonna start capping, but Speedy hiding in Secret's gonna find that kill. Muffin's 1v1ing Speedy. He's gonna claim both the lives of both scouts. Shouldn't run into a small doorway where there's a soldier with a rockets and a shotgun. Speedy gonna pretty much, honestly, hold that point from killing both the scouts. And again, Boar also finding through his own, turning up on that scout class, and he is looking for 4-4. He's gonna arrow him one time. They need spawners. Boar going so deep for this, and he should die for it. Patty gonna get the kill on him. A little bit scary to chase that far if you're Boar, but I mean, Velocity already has all the positioning in the world. But again, Patty in behind. He's going to get all the way behind, and Speedy wants that man dead. But that should give a little bit of time for Flo to get some high ground, and that is going to claim the life of Jarrett. Sai is going to trade. That's a pretty decent trade, though. Demo for Pocket, along with the Uber Force as well from Sai guy. So great play from Patty to go behind there, and then great heads-up display from Sai to get that Force.
Yeah, I really agree with you there. And now with a 50 ad, we're looking at a very strong opportunity for New Godflow. We do see Speedy perched on top of that little lantern. This is actually the only side you can actually stand on something. So, bit of an advantage depending on which side you're pushing or defending from in this case. And we'll see how Speedy uses it as the rest of New Godflow are pushing in. They might opt for a wraparound to drop down. They do exactly that. But Speedy is very high and in a good position to make something happen late into this exchange.
Godflow seems to be a big fan of when they come into like mid here to like retake it. They always drop to that lower left side and secure big door, but the Uber's gonna get popped off from 4-4. This is gonna be a big Uber ad coming out from us. Velocity here. The Sky has the Uber, but again, all of our teammates are low. They are gonna have to retreat and back it up. They are gonna get mid off this Uber, but other than that, Velocity's gonna have all the time in the world to craft their push here. They are sitting in River as they wait for Shamu and Speedy to respawn, and that should be enough time for New Godflow to build this Uber. They should get around 60 to maybe 50% off this build.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna speed things along after they hopefully defend this Uber that's now coming into the big door. We do see Shamu surfing away, and all the spam coming through is gonna make it harder for Velocity to make it all the way in.
Oh wow, Sky has to completely retreat a little bit because she's taking so much damage, but Board is going to find a kill onto Dingo, or I'm sorry, Saga, and that's going to be a very clean push into mid from Velocity, and they are not slowing it down.
Yeah, but now, because of that Uber building and such a good timing, waiting for the respawns, we're going to see New Godflow have the Uber. Cap still isn't fully there. They're kind of deciding whether or not they want to commit to it. Patty pushes out, but they decide better of it. They can't commit to it. Marmaduke Grills manages to get under the point, take down Boar, and also keeping up pressure from a unique angle. Very strong stuff to defend this point right now, and now New Godflow have to commit with this Uber.
This is a little scary of a situation for Godflow, because in all this chaos, a player can kind of just get behind if they cap, but it looks like Godflow is being a very great option of point pressure, and this is a terrible Uber from Velocity that is going to get popped off. Jarrett has the exit stuck off, so I don't think Godflow's going to be able to chase, which they are not going to be able to. They need to hurry up and be able to push in here. Someone from the flank needs to create pressure, which it looks like Muffins and Dingo are going to be doing that now. But the spawners are coming in from Velocity here, and Boar is on the sniper class. Patty getting really deep. Going to almost get caught out, but a lot of damage from Godflow is going to force back Velocity, and they are going to find the kill onto Shamu, and Muffins coming in big. Muffins coming in big for his team right now. And again, the sniper from Boar, he wasn't in position for anything because Godflow just ran in. But the back cap!
It goes through! And right now, Speedy is making his way downtown on top of River. He's going to be trying to get as close as he can to the face of Dingo. He's not going to get the cap, but he's still going to keep the pressure on. And actually, he managed to time himself just right as Dingo just detonated his stickies. So he's going to get right into the face of it, but Dingo, not phased whatsoever, going to get a nice little pipe into sticky combo. Take down Speedy. Boar on that sniper is going to lock down this entrance from Dingo. Misses the shot, though. And now Velocity holding on to mid, holding on to no ad to speak of. So now New God Flow are in control of this Uber push as they go right into it.
Again, Board, that was a little bit better of a situation for Board to be on sniper there, as they were just holding mid. It wasn't him rolling out into an already happening fight, which is good. But again, they're just going to be backing up here because Godflow shows no sign of S-keying. They just now decide to S-key. But Board didn't hit the headshot that he wanted onto the demo man, and it looks like it's going to be a 70 ad full Uber for the side of Velocity. And Shamu going to take his charity Uber, clearing in all the stickies. Sky has no need to pop this Uber as of right now. Shamu even going to find the kill onto Marmaduke. They're just baiting out the sacking players. Patty should find the kill on the Speedy. He's very weak under the point. Muffins might be in position to try and clean that up. Rakuso low as well. Saga going to fall, and that's going to be a very good push from Velocity.
Right now, New God Flow rotating up top. They've got the Uber to defend the second. Velocity a little bit anxious to get in with side down, but thankfully they picked it just right because 404 did not have the Uber in time to come in and defend. And actually a great job from Steve, who just walked up. He waddled his way up and hit 3 amazing rockets to take it down at 99%. Not going to be able to get it off now. And Velocity finally seeing a glimmer of hope as they push into this lobby.
A little scary for New Godflow right now. Looking a little grim in the first round after a long 15-minute first round is going to go to the hands of Velocity eSports.
Very nicely done, and I'll be able to take over this mid. Well, it feels like an eon ago. 15 minutes since this game started. 15 minutes to go. Hopefully, we'll see a little bit more round action than just one round in the next half of this first half. Jarrett getting some stickies up into the face of the enemy team. We do see a good rotation, and Speedy, who actually jumps into 404, who's going to have to surf his way to victory, does manage to get into the tight-knit space, but Rakuso is not going to let him get away with it, and Dingo, taken down by Rakuso. Saigai going to retaliate here very shortly, but we do see Rakuso has managed to find his way out. And is actually going to be able to get into Sky's hands and hit the rocket of a lifetime! Mr. Muffins just walked into that practically, and Saigai taken out. That was the nuttiest rocket I've ever seen. That was like super long range too. It wasn't like a good flick. He predicted Muffins to walk right into that.
A little bit concerning if you're Godflow. Muffins had a little bit of a beef there. Probably should have just reloaded his scattergun instead of going for the pistol like 3 different times. But anyway, Velocity are going to march their way on through Big Door and Choke. They are going to find the kill onto Dingo. Boar very low on HP, but he is going to be happy with that kill onto Dingo after they trade out Speedy for it. And this is going to be around a 40% ad for Velocity as Godflow is on their last right now. Here you go, Velocity right through lower main with Shamu and Jarrett. Shamu into the spawn, right to the cap as well, but the scouts are coming in. He gets reflashed. They need to find a kill with this Uber, which he is going to find one on the Patty, and that should be the round. But actually, frags coming out of Godflow. Dingo getting big picks here. And then this should be the round as Rakuso just plops his butt on the point and caps the point.
I was about to call that a botch flash push as soon as Jarrett got distracted. He was looking behind and wasn't focusing the point where all the scouts were preventing the cap. But in the end, they wheeled their way into a victory. And now we're seeing a new mid.
Yeah, I mean, this is some great stuff from Velocity right now. And they're looking to have a pretty dominant start to the... Oh, and Jarrett, Christ. Gonna get one clean kill onto Marvin. That should be a pretty good pace for the mid. And Speedy and Rakuso timing their bombs and claiming 2 kills of their own. And again, finding another kill, Patty trading it out. And then Jarrett getting a kill onto Patty. Muffins getting Jarrett, but that shouldn't be enough. Shamu testing his luck, and he is just gonna be able to walk in and cap the point for free. A solid mid from Velocity.
Yeah, things are really looking up for him. This is definitely their map pick. It feels that way, you know. And New Godflow is definitely not out of the running, but you got to be thinking, if you're New Godflow, you're up one map. How much effort do you really want to put into this round? Or with not necessarily little time left, but so much time has already been exhausted in this round. This half. It's going to be hard for New Godflow to make something happen. Maybe just take this time to talk it over while they wait for the Uber to come in right now through lower lobby.
And it looks like Velocity here going to be just now prepping their push in through the main area. They're going to instantly take down that gun, but there's no one in presence to stop this cap. and Godflow gonna find a lot of kills. But again, they're down 3, only down 2 from Velocity. They are gonna lose their medic fort, and that is gonna be it. A 3-0 convincing half for Velocity.
Really good stuff, and that makes me a little more hopeful to see Metalworks for the first time in this playoffs. It's been the decider map, I think, three matches, 3 nights in a row. So, Velocity coming out in full force. I'm looking over at the stats here as I wait for the page to load, and I'm interested to see what story is being told here.
Oh, I'm seeing the story, and it is Boar. Not on the sniper class this time, more on the scout role. Not playing sniper as much and having a lot of impact on sniper as he usually does, but he played a very solid scout that half. Getting in, getting a lot of cleanup frags, having phenomenal mids, able to deny a lot of soldiers. I was watching him a little bit on these mids, and he was doing a great job on these mids. Absolutely tearing it up. This is what you like to see from your flank scout. I feel like a couple times during this game he had a couple questionable switches to sniper, especially the time where Godflow and Velocity were mid-fight, and he wasn't able to get in position because he just got spammed out instantly. But he's able to play scout more. He's warmed up. He's online, ready to go, and now he's just destroying people, which is good. He's at a nice little 18-8 KD.
Very, very solid numbers coming out from there. And I'm also seeing huge damage on the opposite side of that. Is Dingo having a field day. He's also top in the charts on his team as far as points go. 34 points from that half. It's a demo man's playground. I said this last night. It's just a lot of opportunities to make damage, lock out points, and then lock out escape routes especially.
The roamer from Velocity as well, Rakuso, having a lot more impact than Marmaduke. He has not been able to make a lot of the plays he's normally capable of making, which is not what you want to see out of Marmaduke, and probably one of the most important matches of the season right now if you're new Godflow.
Yeah, this is the make or break match. This set decides it all. Who's going to go home with nothing to show for it other than just a reasonably good set that they've played tonight. I'm really interested to see what changes will happen from this this little second half talk. Like, what's the pep talk right now for New Godflow?
The pep talk is, it was only the first half. We've come back from these before. We're all good enough and experienced enough to do it. And with that being said, take us on this mid.
Right away, looking at Dingo, slow as molasses, as Jarrett. Not also the fastest rollout of his life, but will be making it all the way to the right side, hitting a couple stickies on the 4-4, and a follow-up from Speedy is able to get the frag right away. And now, with no medic to speak of, they got to be playing all guns a-blazing around this medic. Look at them clump up immediately behind Sky. They're even waiting for someone to drop down. There's no one there. Look forward, boys. And that's going to be just Saigai making a last-ditch effort. Ooh! Jarrett showing his own sign guy impression, even though that was Dingo he got the kill on. Able to take him down, and New Godflow not going to have any advantage to work with here. Velocity looks like they're going to hold on to this advantage and close out this round with no effort required.
I mean, if Velocity is able to close out this round, this is like a statement for them. This is proving that we can contend with Velocity, or New Godflow. We can contend with ESEA, some of the best teams in North America right now. I believe here actually comes the last push right in through main here. No time to talk about anything. Jarrett is going to find the kill onto the sentry gun, as long with Dingo finding Shamu, and a lot of frags coming out for the side of New Godflow. Oh, that's a quick wipe if you're Velocity. You are not happy with that last push.
I was on the Sky POV during that push, and what I saw was nothing terribly out of the ordinary. They pushed in. They had a really good flash even on top of, I believe it was the soldier Speedy, and he just got instantly mulched after that, and it just kind of fell apart from there. I really can't say what went wrong. Shamu tried to go for a play here, didn't make it happen, and now New Godflow are not out of the running for once in their life on this gully wash. They're going to be pushing forward, but Rakuso and Boar are in an interesting position to make something happen here.
Absolutely, and a lot of frags coming out from New Godflow here. This is a great relapse that they just entered. They just woke up and, like, we're pushing your last now, Velocity. We had enough of getting 5-0'd on Gully, but a little bit of beef from Saga. They're not able to claim that kill onto Rakuso, but it looks like right away, point pressure from Patty. They do find the kill on board. That's going to be a very quick response from their loss streak on the first half.
Yeah, they did a really good job of rotating from Baby Door all the way up into River to catch them out. The Velocity just thought they had the positioning locked out, but it did not work out for them in the end. And now Velocity are trying to see what they can change up at this next mid.
Yeah, I got eyes on Patty, the main caller, the brain behind Godflow, and that's the mid already. Bor and Shamu finding kills on the flank players of Godflow, and that's pretty much gonna be your mid and potential second hold. As Shamu instantly tries to get in and try and get behind there. Godflow gonna retreat already back to their last. It looks like.
And yeah, that's new Godflow on the retreat. Back to their last. They've got the Uber to work with, so they can't be too upset about it. But Velocity's in the driver's seat. They're up 2 rounds. This is NA, so we don't see any of these parking the bus situations. No, we play for glory out here. And right now, Velocity are locking themselves into this river area, potentially for a sack play.
Yeah, they're probably gonna send in Bor and have him come up on. Yeah, probably gonna have him come up on snipers. So I'm already on the Bor cam. He's going to run into a big level 3 sentry gun. We're going to see how that's going to work out for him. I usually just recommend staying at Rakuso and holding the door open, but we'll see.
Yeah, he's very wary. He hears the beeping of the sentry taunting him. He knows it's going to happen. Yeah, he's walking his way. Did manage to get a nice little shot off on Marmaduke Grills, but won't be able to get much more than that. Goes down. He's going to be back on Sniper, but this is the opportunity Godflow needs. They need to make something happen, and Saigai pushes out. It's taken down in the river. So now it's looking more like Bor might, yeah, definitely going to come up on Snipe, but they're not going to push on a one-man advantage. Still waiting for that respawn. And Sniper.
Yep, this is a pretty good point for Sniper. A lot of like surprise peeks and crazy angles you can peek if you're a sniper. Obviously the famous God shot on the little awning thing, or he just walks in. Okay, so other than that, back to the chaos that's happening in lobby. Patty's going to fall to a pipe from Jarrett, and Velocity is just going to pretty much back it up a little bit, sit in lobby, and maybe wait for another overextending flow member.
Yeah, Dingo pushing very aggressively right now. He's got the comfort of his sticky trap to keep him from dying, and it's kind of taunting poor Shamu and Speedy, as all they can do is just wait and... Oh! This guy taking a little bit of splash pipe there. Not going to get killed there, thankfully, and no longer going to peek her little head over this area. We do see, though, Bor taking another pipe. He's going to be waiting for some heals before he can once again do some of that peak action onto this last, and we'll see how it transpires.
Yeah, I mean, again, time is not in Flow's favor. Bor tries to do the same exact shot. Dies again, trying to do the same shot. Side guy's just walking forward. Brick walling. Not able to find anything. Gonna retreat. And another little stalemate. Bor still opting to play sniper. Waiting for the proper opportunity to rip 404's face off.
I mean, we saw it last night. It was incredible, really. One of the greatest shots I've ever seen. Just walked up to balcony, took the strangest angle through the pipes, and hit it right against the medic standing next to that window. It was just incredible stuff. And now, Speedy getting a little bit aggressive here. Tries to wrap to lower underneath the water. They are aware of his presence, but it's how he wants to approach here from now on. He decides to commit to it. And maybe getting enough pressure on the point might be able to get something to happen here. He does definitely have the angle. Gonna get the pressure on the gun as well. Tries to take it down. Does manage to pull it off. And with all that cap time, this is definitely one of those situations where if Bor was like a scat or something, they could have probably done an Uber exchange here. But instead, they're now on the defensive. And now they're committing to it. They're sending in a player. There's no sentry gun to work with, so now they just need to... Oh! Sky gets rid of her Uber. And that did not work out anywhere near what they needed, and now 100% add. The rest of the team doesn't even need heals to take down these players. It's Speedy. Tried to go for a... Dingo!
Sai doesn't care. Get him! Take him down! No spies allowed. Dropping a quick easy in chat. Sai guy special. Velocity on the back foot. Time still not in favor of Godflow though. Speedy says you just shoot at everything. I mean, no reason not to. Boron Sniper, thank God he switches back to Scout. A Scout is important on this point if you can't get to River in time. Other than that, you're just kind of caught out. But it looks like Godflow is opting to take this into Big Door. Patty going to eat a pipe from Jarrett. And all 4 players from the combo of Velocity are going to leave. Godflow going to lose Marmaduke for Boar. If Boar, not a viable trade. I don't like that at all. Because Shamu's also going to die to Muffins. And Patty going to find the Roamer. Not optimal. I don't like trading. Especially, I mean, on a last situation. This should be around for Godflow every day of the week. And it is going to be around for Godflow. I mean, I see the value in the trade of trying to kill Marmaduke, but again, Scout is so good, man.
Yeah, no, what was unfortunate was he was pretty much alone at the choke, and so he was in the worst position, a 1v2, got the 1, died to 2, and Mr. Muffins was able to follow through and get another kill of his own. So now New Godflow on the coattails of victory. But you see Dingo trying to make some room here. Is going to get taken down here by Speedy. It's not going to work out in their favor, obviously, but Marta Grills is still alive, waddling his way from underneath, and Dingo, or excuse me, Saigai, close behind. The bombs are coming in. Jarrett takes a lot of damage, gets taken down. Dingo, Saigai pulls out the shotgun, but can't get much more than that, and that's going to be the end of it. 4-4 takes his own life. Feels bad, man.
I mean, if you're Velocity, you need to understand something. This is your playoff, and this is your tournament life here. And you need to figure out something, because Godflow is turning it up a little bit. They need to convert this round here. And if I believe if Velocity actually loses BO3, I believe this is the 3rd season in a row where they would claim a 4th place title. And you don't want to get fourth 3 times in a row. You're looking like the Australian team of North America, where you just get 4th at every single event that you go to. So I'm not going to say much about that, but you know. But we're going to see how Velocity is going to convert their full ad push into a last win here.
They definitely need to find out what they can do. I was trying to tie in the name immunity into that, but I couldn't make an immunity pun for following up. Instead, we're gonna be seeing an immune Uber pushing their way in through. Patty doing a very good job of denying it with that air blast. Sacks the point. Dingo is still up, throwing stickies left and right. Rakuso's taken this position numerous times on these last pushes. He just squats on top of that little I don't know what you call it, the little window that bends around the top of the point. He just stands on it and gets all the farm he can out of it. And so now we're at the match point for Velocity.
Boar is online as Scout right now.
For Godflow.
It is 4-2 for Velocity. It is not Godflow in the lead.
It says blue, but it's the name of the team. It's not. It's
Velocity. Yeah, it's all good. It's a mistake that happens, but you know, there's no reason to cast them in anymore. Everyone's dead on New Godflow. Jarrett destroyed the entire team. Speedy falling up. Shamu fighting Marmaduke on 2 right now. Marmaduke's gonna die relatively soon. There it is, and that is a full wipe from Godflow. This could be it. Velocity could take a 5-2 into the 3rd map to keep their tournament lives and make it to the last map of this BO3.
Yeah, it's looking really good for Velocity right now. They definitely made the right decision with Goalie Wash. You know, they whatever time they've invested this season or their life, they made the right choice here in this moment. So now, let's see how they approach this last push. I think lower main would have been just fine, but they're opting to go through the shutter, just as viable. They got to worry about Patty, who's getting a little antsy right there. Sprays to hell, and Boar very much taunting these players through the window. They're going to be rotating in through the river now and pushing into it. They distracted Patty long enough, but Patty still managed to put in a little bit of work here, air blasting the super back. Speedy's trying to get that gun. He's behind the point here. Marmaduke Grills is holding up top, going to get knocked back by Rakuso. Exchanges 1-for-1 with Speedy, and now can Mr. Muffins pull it off? He's got the Uber in time, and actually they were playing around a little bit too much. There is one caveat. It is Rakuso does get spotted out. Will get taken down. Jarrett, though, pulling off a really great sticky there, but gonna get taken down there in the end. And I think Velocity was feeling their oats a little bit too much there, and it cost them the round.
Yeah, That was a good play from Rakuso and Jarrett, and Bambor running right into Baby Door and dying. Side guy finding a kill of his own, but other than that, this is going to be another second cap from New Godflow. Marmaduke securing the last point. 404 almost dying to Rakuso at 30 HP. He is going to get his health kit, and this should be a repush into mid if you're Godflow. You just have to hurry up and stabilize. But there is a player up top behind, and it... Oh...
Yep. And Jarrett, with no fear, was keeping the cap up, does manage to jump away to safety. And now Velocity will be working their way in through this choke point. They're keeping the pressure on. Want to finish off this cap so they can finish off this map. This guy's sitting at a huge ad. Certainly they can't dick around long enough to mess up this Uber ad. They're going to be taking things into the river and following through.
That was a very questionable decision from 4-4 to follow Patty into that soldier. You should never commit your life that far in a closed door where you can get too rocketed. Well, now here comes the full Uber push, looking to go into river. They're going to be backing up to his trusty medic 4-4, and here comes the last push from Velocity.
The Uber comes around, 4-4 surfs to safety. Patty focusing all of his attention onto Speedy, takes him down. He actually managed to stay alive, and with so much health on Patty, this is going to be a very easy defense, I think, for New Godflow. Finally, he gets taken down, but it's just Jarrett who is burning alive, cleaned up, and it's just Mr. Muffins and 4-4 alive, coming into second to finish up this cap.
Around 15 and a half minutes left in the game, if I had to take a wild guess. Velocity still has time in their favor. Godflow does not. They did deny 3 spawns, so they could be able to retake mid here. Godflow is just now rolling out. They are waiting for their other spawners, though. This is a 70 ad push going into mid here.
And it looks like it's not going to be much of a push if, thankfully, they scout out Speedy and he doesn't make anything happen there. That was Velocity's one attempt to steal away from New Godflow's momentum right now. They're going to be pushing him with the super, getting very deep, grabbing up not Boar. Boar manages to pick up Saigai just before getting taken down.
Boar hit some pretty crazy mean shots there. Sai had a full buff too, and he was able to take him down. Shamu getting ready to walk in through here. Sky getting forced through the choke point here. Shamu's taking the Uber into choke and focusing Patty with it. What do you, Shamu? No! You can't be doing all this, man. And he almost, oh, he loses it still. Oh my god.
And now the pressure is still on from Velocity to get into this point, but New Godflow is not letting up. It's a farm, though. Velocity have managed to pick up the point, and Saigai is just a dingo bomb coming in. Does manage to pick up Jarrett, but that's the one frag they get, and that's going to be end of Dingo's life.
Even with a questionable Uber from Shamu, getting rocked by Patty and Obo, they still somehow manage to wipe Flow and have ad. So Patty here taking 1v1 Boar. He's going to get met by the entire team of Velocity, and this should be a clean ad push into last with Velocity with around 50 ad.
Yeah, it was actually only a 20 ad at the start of things, but Sky's been grinding it out very nicely in 4-4, not doing his best, and that might cost them this round because 4-4 more than certainly could have defended this if he was building a little bit more efficiently as soon as he spawned. Uber comes in right away. The gun is going to get focused down by Jarrett. Now it's all about getting pressure on the point. Speedy does manage to get taken down here by Dingo, who's hiding underneath, or excuse me, hiding in plain sight. And once again, we're seeing these same positions from players. Jarrett's sitting on top of this little left side. Does manage to hit the pipe. One more pipe to take it down. A third pipe, and he actually wins it. I thought it was all over, but Jarrett pulls it out. Oh, what a very good stuff. What a very good stuff.
If you are a Velocity fan, you're getting your next Velocity jersey signed by Jarrett. Because, my God, he just destroyed everyone on Godflow and secured that round for his team. 5-2 for Velocity. We are going to be visiting CP Metalworks as our third map. And before we throw it to music, we're going to be taking a look at some of the stats here. In Boar online as his scout class, 33 and 22, top fragging the server. Shamu not having too high of a performance this game. He used all of his juice in the first game. So hopefully Boar doesn't run out of juice and Shamu can regain his juice and we should see a competitive game 5. But Ro, what were your thoughts on that game, man?
I'm still reeling from Jarrett. Like, I was about to comment, like, oh, poor Velocity doing the same positions and it's not working out for them. And then Jarrett just walks onto the point. He's down to his last 8 HP and just hits 3 pipes to seal the deal. And I've literally forgotten everything else because that's the only thing I can think of. It was so beautiful. But when I look
But
at the stats, though, I'm just really impressed by Dingo's performance, as well as Saigai, not too far behind, breaking that 10k mark for it. You look at the damage, and it's just so much in favor of New Godflow. It's really the team composition, the team play, the movement, winning the right frags in the right places that sealed the deal for Velocity, especially with Jared pulling off all those kills at the end. The frag-wise, they were pretty much neck and neck until that very last push. 117 to 122 for New Godflow versus Velocity, respectively.
I mean, yeah, big performance coming out from Velocities. Everyone on Velocity did their role properly, and Boar excelled at his role. Little bit of a rough game from Marmaduke Grills though, 13 and 26 compared to his rival Rakuso, 21 and 18. That's not what you want to see from your roaming soldier. Marmaduke needs to get his head in the game for this final map because game 3. Oh, you got to be ready for game 3. Let me tell you about game 3. It's not going to be an easy one for either team. It is Metalworks. You need to look at the history from each team on Metalworks. Godflow had an amazing set with Ascent on Metalworks. Velocity has had an amazing set in previous seasons, even beating Ascent I believe 2 seasons ago, maybe last season. Definitely 2 seasons ago. They took down Ascent, and they've always been a good Metalworks team. So what we need to be careful here is what team is going to stomp either team on Metalworks. This is going to be a hard prediction. I was going to say this is going to go to a 2-1 Velocity. I believe I said that. I don't know. I don't remember. At this point, that was almost 2.5 hours ago. We're coming here all night, casting TF2 for the fans. But anyway, we're going to probably throw you guys in some music, take a little break. We're going to get back to you guys when the game is near starting, and yeah.
folks, we're back. We've got a secret to share with you. We know that 90 seconds in the future or less, a certain player has gone live and that the match is going live. So we've decided to go live at this moment so we don't have to really prep this matches too much. I'm Row. I'm here with Sandblast, Drshdwpuppet on the camera. We're going to be rolling into it very shortly. It's Metalworks, New Godflow versus Velocity. Recap on the last two maps. First map, Process, 5-4, New Godflow. Second map, 5-2, Velocity, with a very strong showing from Velocity. Definitely their map. Now we're on map 3, Metalworks. Any game goes, Sandblast.
You almost caught me with a vanilla wafer in my mouth there, Ro. Other than that, both teams, if you remembered me from last time, both teams, in my opinion, are both very good at Metalworks. This is going to be an interesting game. I honestly think it's going to come down to the more organized team and who's able to work under the chaotic fights. And I honestly want to say that's from Velocity so far. They're able to stabilize much more. I really feel like Shanmu's playing a better combo scout than Patty right now. So he's able to stabilize and really even out these fights that I don't think Patty's going to be able to really control.
I think honestly the advantage goes to Velocity because they have a Velocity symbol on their conscientious objector. Like right there in spawn, if you look at Sky, she's not running the Uber Saw, and Jarrett right there with the sign with Velocity on it. Like, how can you not win with a sign equipped?
Oh man, I had a sign with the team logo on it one time, and we lost instantly, so I just deleted the item. Other than that, we are going live here. Boron sniper already, rolling out to mid.
Oh no! This has got to be a ruse. This has to be a ruse. Don't do this to me. Match is okay. It's a ruse. That's what I want to see. That's the play you make. You gotta hope. Hey, maybe they are doing the European thing where they go spy and just check every single class during the setup. And he waited until the last moment to switch back to scout. So now they think, oh, there's a sniper. But spoiler alert, I don't think New Godflow even did the spy check thing. So real quick, Speedy going in fast, and actually it was apparently a stray pipe from Dingo. Was able to take down Sky all the way in the valley. So now Velocity are desperate to make something happen here. Boar runs in, is just able to get the last little bit of damage, following up from Jarrett. Takes down good old Sky, and Jarrett, who's still reeling from the incredible pipes, is able to secure this win. Dingo comes in with the shotgun blaze and 1, 2, 3, and that's enough for me. Dingo, or excuse me, Saigai 1v1ing Rakuso here. He's got the better advantage here. Grabs the truck pack, and Marmaduke Girls will be meeting up with the rest of them. Rakuso on full health, keeping up the pressure, but Marmaduke is going to be coming in very shortly. Oh! Rakuso's desperate.
Oh!
Rakuso gets the shot. Was that a fadeaway from out of nowhere? What?
He predicted that he was going to run with the Ram to the health kit and he's going to take him down, but Godflow has no brakes. Patty trading out that frag. Marmaduke walks into his scout, not what you want to see, but Patty gets a great trade for that, though. Speedy should also die here as well. Patty is online and in the server right now, boys. Boar's going to find a kill onto Patty, though. Muffins needs to win this fight. Oh, and Boar's activated, boys. He's angry.
And Sky is apparently fully charged, according to the voice bind, but it's not true. It's even Ubers, and this very long 2-minute mid fight has finally come to a close with Velocity leading in captures, even though it's the first capture of this map.
Yeah, this is a good situation for Velocity. They're just going to continuously sacking people. My guess is going to be Boar and Rakuso for a 2-man, or they're just going to start with Boar. He was about to run in there, but eats a rocket. Still debating on where he wants to go. Kind of just pistoling things, feeling it out. Here he goes, getting ready. And here he goes.
Very shortly now. Any moment. We're not baiting you guys.
Almost.
Any moment now. Any moment now.
We're almost there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm feeling it. Oh, I'm definitely... no, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. You're wrong. Sandblast, you're wrong. It's not happening, and I don't know what to talk about.
Nah, bro, he's gonna sack.
There it is. Real fast bomb. Rakuso just to pull some eyes to the sky, and there it was. Boar snuck in, got picked off over in the little lobby area. So now it's a counter push from Flo. They want to take as much ground as they can before the sniper comes into play. And it looks like Mr. Muffins is going to be getting eyes on the players in Valley, but they can't do any more than that, so they're just going to be backing up, recuperating on their second.
There it is.
Hey.
Sniper.
Hey, Boar.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
An even bigger stalemate. Or he's just going to win the game.
You never know with Boar.
Alright, so he's going to try and take a shot in from Bowie here. Fully charging body shot. Flo already knows. He's not... Oh. I would push. Knowing that Boar's going to be on Sniper, this is a time to take an exchange, and Psy Guy wants it. He is ready to just waddle in his way through, but Jarrett putting down a carpet sticky, stopping this entire push. Boar missing his shot. He needs to find something soon here. Not able to find a connection. There he goes. Finds Dingo. That's going to probably cancel the push here. And Patty's going to fall to Speedy. Dingo and Muffins are trying to avenge him, but the Uber gets popped off. Trying to save Muffins. Oh, he has to get reflashed. And Dingo goes so deep for the... Or Psy Guy goes so deep for the Sniper. And that's going to be a real deep chase for Boar. And they're still going to have player disat as they do get 2 spawns, and Sky and Velocity and friends are going to finally push back into house.
Yeah, they're making their way around this valley. Apparently not. Flo is ready to move in. They've got just what they need to make this work. Patty walks into the face of 3 players watching that valley, calls it out for his team, and now New Godflow are just kind of unsure of what to do, so they decide to back out, cut their losses, and play it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe we're probably just going to have a little baby stalemate. Boar's, oh, switching it up.
Can a stalemate really be a baby?
On Spy, it could be a baby stalemate or a big old stalemate. Boar's looking to start weaseling his way in here as Speedy or Rakuso or Shamu sack.
Very, very slowly making his way through. There's the initiation from Marmaduke Grills. And there it is, Boar. Oh no, it's so good. Just a little bit of spam is just enough to distract 4-4 long enough for the stab to come through. Ah! And he gets a follow-up butter knife kill onto Psy Guy. This is looking really good now for Velocity. They need to try and keep their medic alive. The bombs are coming in. Oh, very nicely timed by Marmaduke Grills. He just got every single rocket to connect. And Dingo.
Oh, Dingo.
Breaks his legs on the tallest point on this map.
He tried to find a sneaky way down.
Yeah.
But unfortunate there from Godful. Fall into the spy play.
While Sandblast is enjoying his vanilla wafers, we're seeing a cap from Velocity. And locking down this lobby is Rakuso. Marmaduke Grills is very close on the left side for his perspective to defend from any wary travelers. But with a good ad in their wake, I do think Velocity is going to be taking this through the banana straight to the victory.
Patty meat shots an Ubered Scout, meat shots Ubered Medic, meat shots to Ubered Scout again, and then dies. So that's pretty much the extent of New Godflow's last hold, as they do have a lot of picks, but just barely gets the cap. Or barely stops the cap, rather.
Sky! Not able to make anything happen
For
there.
the
Almost got the
sneaky-
kill.
Yeah, went in for the sneaky back cap.
But instead, with a late death, huge ad to work with, we're going to be seeing no heals to worry about to contend with, and Boar is on Sniper. No forward spawn for the medics, so this is definitely grounds for New Godflow to take mid for free. But Boar has the angle. Oh, boy, does he have the angle. Gets called out, though. The shot rings out, does not connect. Oh, nice little air shot. Oh, Psy Guy! He chased it desperately. Hit the air shot and then jumped right in and grabbed another one. Plucked him from the sky. Goodbye. Speedy, though, is the only player alive. Going to be waiting inside this alley before he can make something happen. He jumps into the face of 404. Tries to cut off the escape route, but times it poorly. Gets a lot of damage off, but that good juke sense from 404 is what saved him.
Yeah, I mean, this should be a round for Godflow. This is a huge ad for Godflow, as they are about to push into this last point, waiting for the spawners to come in here, especially Psy Guy. the gem of the team, who is honestly a big reason why some of these flow pushes work out. It's from Saigai getting clutch picks. But here we go. They're about to chair dude run the patty. Take us away, Ro.
Pushing in the left side. The gun is right in their face, not even hiding. Good air blast presence from Boar, able to push it off the players just a little bit. The cap needs to go off. There's no stickies on it, so now Patty's getting the pressure on. Jumping in is Shamu as well as the rest of the soldiers. They're going to collapse into the face of all the spam, and that's going to be the end of it all. Very good play from Flo to just kind of corral the players, force their hand, and collapse.
That was a great showing from Godflow. A little bit, not really too convincing, as it did take 9 minutes for the first round to finally end. But let's see if Godflow can shape up their mid a little bit. They had a great start, but then crumbled towards the end. I'm watching Jarrett. Jarrett's been savanting recently on this demo man role, and he is going to have pretty poor positioning. He's now going to get a little bit more aggressive. He's going to start tagging top left. He's going to do a lot of good damage on the left-hand side of the map here. Patty is going to find a kill, along with Muffins finding Boar. Jarrett hitting 2 extremely good pipes on the medic and the demo man. Patty and Jarrett going to find kills of their own. I'm sorry, Patty and Muffin's going to find the kill on the Jarrett. And Sky should be dead here. Oh, and there it is. Marmaduke. Sky actually kills Marmaduke, but he's happy with that trade. But look at Speedy.
Oh, I'm so excited for this. If he even... Oh! What?
Yikes.
Saigai had, like, the presence of mind to say, hey, someone's probably going to that pack. Let me just shoot it real quick. And there was no one there. And then he throws it right, and there's a guy sitting, squatting, waiting patiently. Takes him down. So, nicely done.
The funny
Velocity,
thing...
Yep.
I was going to say, the funny thing about that was he kind of just, like, sat there for, like, 3 seconds and just looked at him before he, like, murdered him, too.
Yes. So now New Godflow are making their way through this drop-down area, trying to cut some space. Sky is at a 30 disadvantage, so Flo certainly has the grounds, the means, and the opportunity to push. But they're waiting. They're waiting very patiently. They're going for the very ballsy, hey, let's send all 4 players into alley real quick, and then quickly walk over to drop down. They walk in now with their scouts. The Uber comes out. Mr. Muffins is on the rise. Does manage to miss every single shot on Boar, and Boar will survive. And now Shamu picks up Saigai as well as Boar on the Dingo. The counter Uber comes in. They're looking at a lot of players and a lot of opportunities, but Mr. Muffins, who's trying to escape, comes into the face of Shamu, gets a good shot off, but finally falls to his hand, and that will be the end of it. Marmaduke Grills backs out to his alley, and that's going to be the end of it.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a botch push. They did drop Patty in the Uber, which lost a lot of cleanup potential and a lot of like pressure. And it's gonna be on a 35 ad throw for Velocity. So we're gonna see how Velocity is gonna shape up and clean this into a round here after they had a pretty dominant push right there.
Yeah, they're setting things up for Ali. They got Rakuso and Boar scouting things out. Trying to make some room here. Jarrett clearing out the way through the choke. They're dropping down. They've got the Uber, but 4-4 is not that far behind. This is going to be a very unfortunate for Velocity if they decide to push, and they're definitely not because they've rotated back out. They're going to be waiting things out here. They need to play this methodically.
They absolutely do, and it looks like Jarrett is just going to be posted up here, watching his carpet of stickies in main here. Big rocket from Sai. His splashes him off the wall for like 80 damage, and big milk there from 404. He does get the pack lower, keep himself nice and healthy. Patty almost was a casualty from that. Marmaduke, great bomb on the Sky. Oh, that was a little scary.
Stomach dropped, palms are sweaty, knees weak. All right, so now Boar wants to clear things out. Does manage to clean up some stickies hiding in the alleyway entrance. Not gonna be able to get much more room for his team other than that, so they're just gonna wait for the respawn of Rakuso, the friendly sniper, now an enemy scout. So we'll see how he approaches this decloak situation.
So the spy play from out Rakuso here. He's gonna be walking up a ramp room here. Will he decloak? I always like the early decloak and opening up the shutter, and usually just presented with a back from the medic, and that's exactly what he's doing. But 404 is moving. Ah, the spy's been found. Oh, oh my god, if someone actually bombed in from Valley there, that would have been big, because he actually got 2 nice Lestrons shots on the medic there.
Yeah, didn't work out in the end, but what can you do? The timing was in his way. Maybe if he called out, hey, I'm going to go for the stab, someone could have followed up quickly, or at least been in position before he did the decloak attempt. But instead, we'll see what happens now as Velocity are pushing forward. They've got away for the respawn. And Marmaduke Grills with a very nicely timed sync rocket, able to get some good damage, force the Uber off. Now the counterpop from 404 is coming in. Saigai is chasing down these players coming to the ridge, and hits the first shotgun onto Boar. Follows up onto Shamu, gets cleaned up instead by Mr. Muffins. Bomb comes in from Rakuso, who gets cleaned up quickly. And Speedy with a nice rocket takes down Saigai. The pressure is still on for New Godflow to push forward, and it's so strong from Mr. Muffins, who's dancing his heart out. Sky is so low. Does manage to pick up the health pack, but Speedy will fall to the hands of Patty.
That was a little scary if you're Flow there. I was a little concerned for a second after that big ol' air shot on the side guy from Speedy, taking him out of the sky. But we're gonna see how Velocity is going to maybe re-push us with their little bit of ad. I want to say they're probably just gonna stalemate it out. Probably gonna be waiting on Marmaduke to set up a sack play, then probably come Sniper. So Ubers are just about to be evened out. They're probably gonna start setting up now for the sack.
Yeah, I've got eyes on Marmaduke Grills. This is my first time going to a POV in this match. We're going to be seeing how he approaches it, takes it up, wraps himself around, decides to go for a demo pick, which I don't disagree with, but Mr. Muffin's close in tow, gets taken down in the process, and that's going to be the last of this attempt. Velocity now working their way in through the valley.
Yeah, I mean, they tried a 2-man, didn't get it. Uber's very, very good coming out from Flow here as they just pop. They are flashing their entire colony, though, but they are just going to win the fight anyway against Velocity. Patty getting a little too overzealous top right here. He's going to have to back up. Big bomb there from Speedy, rather, and he isn't going to find anything. Rakusa leaving Valley. They should chase this frag in the Valley right now and secure where both the soldiers are, that's exactly what Muffins is doing. And oh, he just got absolutely punished from Rakusa. You could not just do all that if you're evil Mr. Muffin.
Well, so now New Godflow just holding on to things here, grabbing their second. Lobby is open for exploration, really. Boar calls it out for his team. Defense is looking pretty shoddy, but they don't have to worry about it. They know the Ubers are even. It's really waiting for the numbers game, and we're seeing a little bit of a mix-up for the strategies as far as pushing last.
Is this a defensive spy or just I'm checking off classes kind of spy? Oh, man, it's Boar. Why am I thinking all that? He's just gonna play sniper anyway. So we're gonna see how he's gonna try and peek the map here. Wait, pause. Look at Muffins.
Yeah, that was what I was talking about. Not the Boar spy.
Okay.
It was Muffins, the cozy pyro, who's making his way bunny hopping, and there he goes, pops the happy face before walking through the choke, creates a bit of a distraction, which is actually going to be doing a lot of work here. But Marmaduke was trying to make something happen, got absolutely destroyed by Speedy, who was not phased by the pyro's presence. Boar taking some shots here. The Uber gets forced. Saigai very wisely knocks him in the air and knocks him out. Follows up onto Jarrett, who doesn't get flashed, and it looks like once again Saigai just takes the Uber and one-man wrecking crews the entire team. New Godflow coming in hot.
Dingo just flew in and just I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that type of word, but he was all up in his face. Absolutely just smoked him. Drove by him and quick 2-pipe, and that is a 2-0 lead for the Flow.
And that's definitely what you want to see if you're on the shackles of defeat from the last match of 5-2. Dingo, bunny hopping his way over to the lower, is going to be spotting Jarrett over at the choke, locks him out with a quick sticky, a second one as well. Going to be really strong for the rest of the team to follow up. A big bomb from Speedy comes across the way. 4-4 instantly directed into the ground and shot is the word. Killed is more accurate. And Velocity are holding on to this mid, but Dingo kind of wants to commit to this. He's got a couple stickies. He's kind of caught out. Might be able to make his way out, but decides to stick with it. They know they have to go for the medic here, but the opportunities are not presenting themselves. So now New Godflow have to back up with no medic to heal them, and Velocity on their first advantage really in this match for this map.
Yeah, this is a good start to Velocity. I mean, again, as I stated before, they are on their tournament lives, and for a team that's been so dominant versus Godflow, they've been beating them, performing well against them almost every single time they've met them in scrims and in bracket. To go down as 4th seed again, we'll see if they have the heart and will to keep it up. Shamu going to find the kill on the 404, big rocket. Then Shamu again finding the kill onto Shamu. Has had enough. He's deleting Godflow. And that should be a quick round. Very dominant from Velocity. Let's see if they can keep that up.
And they definitely want to, because if you can finish a 2-0 loss, or at least that first 2-0 loss in the first 20 minutes of the game, and then pull out a quick 1 minute 30 round, you're going to be feeling really good right now. New Godflow needs to change it up. They need to see what they can do differently here in this next mid.
Yeah, I mean, another pretty slow mid from Flow. They've been doing this quite often where they kind of just sit lower right, except for Speedy, who just lands on the head of Dingo because he kind of just sat there and did nothing the entire mid. Other than that, Sai's going to find a kill onto both the soldiers now, which is what you want to see from your pocket. Patty going to find a kill on the board. They need to try and keep the heals on Patty as much as possible so you can try and DM this scout and keep the demo away from him. And that's exactly what 404 is trying to do. Jarrett very weak, but he gets destroyed. Patty gets destroyed by Jarrett. And this is going to be another mid from Velocity, and Sai's going to fall.
Very good stuff from Shamu. Still on the hunt, chasing down Mr. Dingo. Laying down stickies as quick as he can. Finally, going to have to slow things down. We're seeing full ad from both sides. A huge number ad. They don't have the mid, so by the time they've capped this mid, got their players all cooped back up, this second will be refortified, and New Godflow will have all their players.
Yeah, I mean, this should be a little bit of a stalemate here. And this is the big ol' classic Metalworks 2 stalemate. You just keep bombing in a soldier until he dies and until he gets a force and all that good stuff. But we're going to try and see if anyone from Velocity, which is probably Rakuso, who is in the skybot and he's dead. Okay, in other news, Velocity is just going to be waiting for the counter-sack coming up from Marmaduke Girls or Psy Guy, depending on whatever he wants to do, and Patty's dead. Okay, so we're just going to go back to another stalemate once CVS Pharmacy, aka Rakuso, spawns. And maybe he'll come up Sniper or Spy, we'll see.
Time's ticking. We do see Rakuso waiting very patiently. Finally, he decides to get into the fight. Not seeing any off classes on my screen. No, okay, I thought I saw something else, but I was mistaken. I thought Rakuso was busting out the banner, whether it was the battalion's backup or any of the other ones. We'll instead be seeing the standard gunboats coming out from Rakuso. He's ready to move, but Marmaduke Grills is right there as well, ready to defend from this bomb.
Yeah, I mean, the same bomb as before, same exact result, died in the same spot too. Muffin's here, running right in through low. Oh, he canceled it. Marmaduke looking to bomb here. He has 3 players ready for his entrance. Patty, big play there. And Dingo. This is a great counter push from Godflow. Finally, almost fell asleep there because it is 2:04 a.m. up here on the east. Oh, and big arrow from 404. Almost dropped Sky. This is a forcible push here. Sky just gets the kit though. Sky was on like 9 HP after she got arrowed from 404 there. That would almost, if he was like 5 feet back, he would have dropped Sky with that arrow 100%.
And now we're seeing a sniper from Boar coming over the alley. Oh, 404, no! Oh, 404. There it is. Okay, thankfully Psy Guy's the first to fall. 404 looked like he was going to be the first one to step into the sight line, and that would have been a disaster. Oh, and Rakuso takes down Marm, surfs the rocket to victory, and Speedy.
That's a big milk. That's a big milk if you hear 404. They drop Muffins. They need to either kill Boar and Jarrett and Valley right now, or you got to concede. And that's what Godflow's doing. Big milk from 404 though. He was down to like 9 HP after he got bombed from Rakuso there, and oh, I thought we had a pause, but I just lied. It looked like a little bit.
And now Dingo putting up a little bit of pressure here, trying to keep tight rein on this. Oh no, Dingo! There was this incredible, like, I want to call it a mating dance for Sniper, where he was just crouching, peeking left, and he was just doing the squats, but Dingo was not attracted to it at all, and he just dipped.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of ad from Godflow. I mean, this is a pretty tight angle from Boar. He's trying to kill one of the scouter soldiers that's going to skin on the top of the fence. Not a really common spot you see from either player to stand. Usually perched up in headshot position. But it looks like he's going to try and aim under the point and try and take out 404's ankles here. As he is just now about to peek lower. He sees some ankles. Will he fire? He body shots Marmaduke. Not the shot you want to try and hit. You're trying to hit the medic here.
Ooh. Try to take a quick one on Patty as well. And Marmaduke Girls, ooh, just barely snakes his way out of the sight line. Boar now desperate to get a shot here. He might be able to just walk in and get the shot. The angle is not available to him because the barriers are blocking it, and 404 knows this. He's playing the position absolutely perfectly. He is in no risk at all of being taken down. What needs to happen is Boar needs to corral 404 into that spot, and then a soldier needs to be really quickly available to go in, and then maybe Boar gets the shot from either drop down or peeking around the corner. We'll see how they unfold though.
Yeah, they're trying to spam out Boar. They did a good job between Muffins and Marm to try and suppress him for a little bit, but I mean, they weren't able to find that kill. It looks like they're just going to wait, but again, time is not on Velocity's side here. There is around 5 minutes left in this game, and they're down a round. And again, it is only the first half and all, but you don't want to have to just, stalemate and then just reset back to a mid fight in the second half, as there is not enough time in game versus map time. So it looks like Boar again, still trying to peek the same angle for like the 16th time. Now he's going to rotate. Oh. Alright, chooses to peek under again. Now he's going to peek house. Eventually he's going to peek main. Oh, there we go. Progress.
And actually, Saigai was able to surf that rocket all the way to the opposing alley. And now he's already there, ready to act. But because he's on shotgun, not gunboats, he's not the person who needs to act right now, so it's really just more of a just a weird circumstance that he was able to get there quickly. Marmaduke Grills is buffed up, but he needs to wait for another buff before he can initiate again. Nice pick onto Boar, a little overzealous there.
Bro, someone shot like 4 stickies right on 404's feet and Jared didn't do it. But anyway, Dingo or Side, this is every time he just walks in and just brute forces, man. They are now in a 5v4 situation. Sky has a much worse Uber right now. Velocity has flashed a little bit of their Uber. Now here comes everyone from Godflow. They are now walking in. Saigai gonna find a kill onto the Demo Man. Rakuso gonna try and find a kill onto 404. Not gonna find anything. Rakuso can't get out. They're gonna trade scouts there. Scout for soldier. Patty finding 2 of his own. That's gonna be a very nice win there from Godflow. But no one's capping the point. Patty just in on Sky and gets the frag, but they trade 404. Why is 404 so deep in main? I mean, granted, you traded a medic for medic, but Patty's kind of having a field day. I don't even know if that's worth in the end. They're going to get 2 scout spawns. Boar's considering coming up. No, he's not. Thank God. Muffins is going to cap the point. They deny the other 2 and get faster spawns, but I mean, was that worth it? Now they're just fighting and Muffins is dead. And now you just have even Ubers. You're in the same exact situation. You turned a great play from Saigai into a terrible push because Patty overextended and got his medic to die. Granted, 404 probably shouldn't have ran through the doorway where you couldn't have seen anything.
I think that was the mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that was necessarily Patty's fault. I think that was 404 running way too deep.
Patty did exactly what he needed to. He chased down Sky, got the frag. 404 was just way too committed with the rest of the team. They were thinking, oh, we can just steamroll them with heals. But instead, he just made himself vulnerable to exactly what happened. Just a bunch of soldiers bombing through that choke, grabbing all the frags, and Speedy also hitting all those great shots. And then Patty getting cleaned up in the end. So we're back to where we started. Time is running out. We're down to, I think, less than 4 or 3 minutes left on this first half. It's 2-1. New God Flow currently in the lead. Velocity want to take this round if they can, and they have the opportunity to do so. Stickies get debt, so now they have alleyway open to them. Marmaduke, or excuse me, Psy will be walking in, and a follow-up bomb from Marmaduke Girls is going to get the force on to Sky.
Wow.
He's going to be bombing back out of the fray, and this Uber is going to be grabbing only one other kill, and the counterpop comes in for Flow.
Around a minute and 36 seconds left in the game, so we're going to see how, or if Godflow can turn this into a round here, as they just slaughtered everyone on Velocity. Everyone's alive. They're going to have an Uber ride. No one has yet to start the cap, though. Please, someone start the cap. All right, they're starting the cap. Everyone from Velocity is going to get forwards here. They do have around a 40 ad, though, 35 if you want to be, super exact. But a Velocity Rakuso in a little bit of a scary spot. That is a big kill onto Jarrett. And they should probably find the kill onto that scout running at Marmir. But again, the scouts are just brute forcing their way in here because of the lack of time. Patty's going to find a kill on the board. It's going to be a 4 versus 3. And they're backing up again. Around 50 seconds left in the game. That's not what you want to see from Godful. Now they're forced to just hold on 2 and last.
Well, this is the last attempt from Velocity to take things around, but with the full Uber, 4-4 is making the right decision here. Pop right in their face. They just got lucky. They picked the right door. But the back cap is still happening for Velocity. They need to make this happen for them. They have the pain train in their favor, but with all the damage and the pincer effect coming into play here, I don't think it's going to be enough for Velocity to secure a round. This is just a scrappy DM fight before the round ends, and we go to our halftime.
This is a very close game for Velocity here. Fighting to stay alive in ESEA Invite Season 28. Fighting to break the 4th place trend that they've had since Season 25. Now, will they? If you want to be specific, I mean, in Season 24, they got 4th that season too. And they did get 4th in Season 25 because they were technically legalized ranch. But nowadays, they're just known as Velocity eSports. That's really your fun fact if you didn't know that. And again, looking at the stats here, Patty is popping off tonight in his playoff game. 29 and 14 coming out of the combo scout for Godflow.
That's what you like to see in a scout, having twice as many kills as frags, or twice as many kills as deaths. And overall, just a really good damage. He's been putting in a lot of work overall from what I've seen. The only thing I can remember off the top of my head is just chasing down Sky in that last exchange before 4-4 overextended. He's just relentless when it comes to these plays. He does it all the time. We've seen it constantly. He'll jump in their face, dance around a little bit, pull all their attention, and still hit every shot he needs to hit to get the frag he's going for.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to see how Velocity is going to come back from this because they are down a round. Like I said, both teams are very, very good at this map. Now it just all comes down to who's better in the long run. This is the final half of the game. Velocity turned up on Gully Wash. They proved to Godful that that is their map. No one will ever beat us besides the Set and Freotech. Now it all comes down to this. And this is how you know it's a good game. Is because like I said before, this is a very, very great map for both teams, and you're seeing it. It's showing. You're seeing Guy absolutely just shred through the enemy team in these post-Ubers. You're seeing Patty shred through the enemy team. Honestly, the only player who I could assume could probably pick it up is probably Muffins on Godflow. He had a little bit of a questionable positioning, choices to fight. But other than that, Boar is not online this game. He was doing amazing on Gully Wash's scout process. He did great on Sniper, and he had some okay plays as scout. But this is not the time to underperform. If you're on Velocity, you need to give everything your all. You need to play the best TF2 of your life. Pretend you're at LAN. I don't know.
Remember the time where we didn't have to pretend we were at LAN, and this was actually the 3rd map in the playoffs that weekend. I miss ESEA LAN.
Yeah, ESEA LAN. Again, if this was season 15, these exact teams would be sitting sitting across from each other. flipping each other off when someone does something cool to someone else. All in good fun,
Using the
though.
quick fix.
Using the quick
Stalemating
fix.
0-0 on goalie wash.
But
Season 15.
unfortunately, you don't have land right now for ESEA. We're not Counter-Strike, nor are we Overwatch. We're TF2. We have a pretty
eSports at the end of it all.
we got a little bit of esports in our blood. We gotta act like esports at times, but we make some questionable decisions as a community at times. But we're all a big family in the end of it. Well, hopefully at the end of this, maybe we'll gain some exposure from this amazing set between these two titans clashing it out in the lower bracket finals.
Lower bracket, not the final.
No, lower bracket finals. Forgive me.
No, it's not the lower bracket final. It's just lower bracket.
Oh, just lower bracket rather.
Yeah, this is technically the lower bracket semifinals.
True.
Ascent. It's gonna be either Froyotech or Ascent.
For some reason, I thought Ascent and Froyo were already in grand finals, and this was just a battle for third. But
right. This is essentially a battle for third. But I'm feeling I'm loving the new God flow I'm seeing tonight.
Hey man,
and like both teams. I would love to see either of them maybe make an upset and defeat whoever's in the lower bracket final.
Don't count out either of these teams against Ascent, though, Ro. I mean, there's been a lot of good games. There's been a lot of close games between Ascent, especially I believe it was just like literally last night between Ascent and Velocity. They had a very close game on Gully Wash. Ascent started out 3-0. It was either last night or on some other day, but I know recently they had an extremely close game with Ascent and almost got reversed 5-0'd. Or actually, I'm sorry, Velocity got reversed 5-0'd. Velocity started the half very convincingly, 15-minute half 3-0 instantly. Yep. And then lost 5 rounds in 25 minutes. So not what you want to see if you're Velocity. And I want to see Velocity play Ascent again. I really think in a BO3, Velocity can really show their true colors and that they can compete, because at the end of the day, if they just get fourth again, what was different from, Velocity from last season? I believe they had a much stronger showing in regular season, but it all comes down to playoffs. And if you're going to place fourth again, you place fourth again. Yeah. But anyway.
Hits the ready. We're going into our second half. This is the last 30 minutes of this night. We'll be free from this long and amazing and grueling process very shortly. We're looking at Velocity. I've got eyes on Jarrett.
Yeah, so Jarrett going to be coming out here, rolling out on the top left here. You're going to get instantly bodied by Marmaduke, and Marmaduke instantly gets meat shot by Boar at the start of the mid. And that's a pretty good start to the mid if you're Velocity. Onto the head of 4-4, Rakuso, nice 2 rockets there. Boar going to find the kill onto Dingo there. Boar and Jarrett finding all the kills for the team right now. And that's a pretty solid mid if you're Velocity. Muffins, beautiful 2-shot.
Jarrett was having one of those mids where you just stand still and don't be afraid, and he didn't die. It was really entertaining to watch the soldier bomb into him, and he was just sitting perfectly still.
Yeah, I mean, this should be around for Velocity. If Velocity can take this right to their last, this is a wake-up call for Flow and be like, they have adapted to us. They know what we're trying to do. They know to shoot side guy more in these situations. They'll know what to do, and we're gonna see exactly if Velocity has truly adapted to Godflow's last push.
And right now they're pushing out the left side. This sentry gun is around the bend. Jarrett dies to the trap before he could even detonate his sticky that went over the top of those boxes to get the sentry gun. And now their Uber turns tail in shame, and they're backing things up to their second. It's going to be a really good opportunity for New Godflow to cinch this round out by pushing with this ad and hopefully taking it all the way to the end.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good start to good little Rakuso. That's a 2014 back cap spot, man. You can't be doing all that. So we're just gonna go back to a nice little aggression from Flow, getting right into the face of Velocity and House there, forcing Velocity to back up here. Boar actually has Boar was a little overextended in Valley, but he is gonna play it safe and back all the way up. And it looks like Flow is starting to march forward through Valley here. They might want to take this into an exchange, and they're backing right up because Jarrett finds a 2-piece with the trap, and 4-4 might have to pop the Uber here because no one's in position to save him, and they are.
This is everything short of perfect. Just the tiniest little bit close to perfect situation for Velocity right now, because with all those deaths, this huge ad they're sitting on, they're going to be able to push in at any moment and really take as much ground as they like. They don't even have to wait for Boar. He can come in a little bit later in this push, and now the exchange is going to be happening right now through the banana. Pyro comes around. Mr. Muffins. Ooh. Not exchange, but you know what I mean. It's coming in. They're exchanging bullets, even if half of them are invincible.
I mean, this was handed to Velocity on the silver platter, and it looks like that's what they're claiming as. They already have 2 picks of their own. Saga gonna finally find a kill on the Speedy here, but no one's playing the cap from Velocity. Just now, Shamu gets on the point, and Rakusa gonna find the kill on the 4-4 Sky. Little low on HP. The sign comes out. Board's gonna get signed down. Sky's overextending, trying to saw the ankles of a Dingo, and gonna get taken down. Dingo gonna take his own life, but that was handed to Velocity on the silver platter. No one stepped on the point there.
I mean, I can't remember the name of the soldier, but one of the soldiers, whoever it was that was pushing in with Velocity, he was able to take down the medic during that exchange while he was getting the cap time up. But nobody, like you said, nobody was focusing the point, and that's what loses games. I've complained about it every time I've seen a process match. If you don't focus the point, you're not going to win the last push. And the same rule applies to Metalworks. You got to have that cap time rolling.
Godflow really wants this push right now. Rakuso gonna take a pretty questionable bomb into Patty. He's gonna get the kill. That's a good pick. But Muffin's gonna die in the backline, and Boar overextending and taking the L onto and taking an L on that one from Boar, getting absolutely shredded by Patty.
Oh, but Speedy has managed to sneak his way behind. He did get called out though by Patty. That player behind might be enough to actually force a bit of an exchange now. Shamu's walking forward with this Uber, trying to get the best of both worlds by getting Speedy out. He's going to wrap around to the alleyway, gets some good damage on a Dingo, or excuse me, Psy Guy. But Psy will not fall down, not yet. Boar, desperate to get that kill, follows up with it very closely. Mr. Muffin's going to be going into a 1v1 here now. New Godflow has their Uber. They're walking through this drop down. Boar gets a good shot off onto 4-4 down
That's
to 33
force,
HP.
yeah.
Does get the force off. Now they're going to be pushing forward, trying to get as many players as they can, but very good juggling from Jarrett is going to be knocking these players inside of this house right now. Patty picks up Rakuso, and that's going to be a good frag to you know, mount on the fridge, but it's not going to last very long because there is a small Uber ad in Velocity's hands. They just got to watch out for Patty, who's in the face of Jarrett. Hits one more rocket. There it is. Speedy saving his life. And Velocity now calming down from that adrenaline.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a good, nice little take there from Flo, and they're actually approaching on the Uber as well, so this is going to be a great little hold from them. And again, time is on their side. It is still 2-1 for Godflow, mind you. So, again, we need to be 100% cautious here. We need to be a little cautious here on how Velocity wants to take this and hold 2 here, because, again, if one tiny mistake happens on Velocity, they are going to have a mountain to climb to get back into the game here. And it looks like Marmaduke Grills prepping his sack here from Valley along with Saga. Here comes the big skybox bomb from Marmaduke Grills, getting onto the head of Jarrett. Gonna not get the second rocket, but Muffins is gonna find Board. Shamu gonna trade it out though. So, you know, nice little 2-man there.
Yeah, that's definitely favorable. If you're going to do a 2-man sack, at least have 1 kill to show for it. They are going to get in the face of Velocity. Ubers are exchanging for both sides. Sky trying to save some players here. We do see nice wraparound from Speedy, who's deciding to commit to this fight a little bit. Grabs the truck pack, comes back in the face of Psy Guy, but because of all the scattergun and shotgun bullets available to them, Speedy will get taken down, and Psy Guy completely unfazed by the exchange. And now they'll be pushing in through this alleyway with no Uber, just kind of wanting to get some ground. Mr. Muffins pushes underneath the drop down, gets a little bit of a help, and takes down Shamu. Boar being down as well is going to be very good for them because now there's no scouts to worry about. Jared gets tipsled down by Patty, and Sky cleaned up by Marta Grills on the back end. This is going to be New Godflow's round. Absolutely. Rakuso, he's aware. They're aware of his position. He can't do anything here.
Yeah, this is a round for, if you're Godflow, just a little scary now if you're Velocity. Just a little bit above 20 minutes left in the game, and we need to see how they're going to transfer a round here. They've had good mids, Ro, but they're not converting them to rounds.
And that's the trick to it, isn't it? You know, to be an invite, you have to win the mids and the rounds.
Absolutely here. And starting at the mid, I'm going to be watching actually Marmaduke. I want to see how he's going to start his mid out here. He does a big Mela Bomb at the start of the mid. If you're unfamiliar with a Mela Bomb, you're about to find out if he actually... Well, he's probably not even a chance to do anything because everyone on Flow died so fast that they just already have to back up.
Yeah, the melee bomb is jumping against the giant wall of, you know, the house, the windows, and taking so much height that you can see where you want to land and decide how you approach it, whether it's lower, the balcony, valley, top of drop, or the forward spawn. All these options are available to you when you do the melee bomb. Now Velocity are pushing forward. They don't have as big of an Uber ad as they would like to hope, but they are going to be pushing with it as soon as they get it. 4-4, not quite at it. He's going to be desperately backing out, but thanks to the Scout speed boost, he's going to be able to get to his Uber just in time out of the fray and then back into the action immediately. We do see a very fat chase from Mr. Muffins, who's going to get juggled into oblivion, and Saigai taking a lot of damage now from Rakuso, who's peeking into the shutter. A lot of damage coming out. Velocity might have an opportunity to push back in here with their one-man advantage. We'll see how they approach. They decide not to.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly would have peeked it a little bit. I think I would have, scoped out the off classes, pushed anyway. Because even though you're getting that spawn, you're just going to bully them into a corner and then probably cut off the spawns, especially if you take the left-hand side. Because you're going to push them towards the right-hand side where you can't get the spawn as easily. And then you could easily spawn and kill the guy that just respawned. But they're opting to play it safe, though.
Speedy's going on a magical journey. I wouldn't call it a walk of shame because, you know, he's got the ability to rocket jump. But he's going all the way back to the forward spawn to take a... which off class? He's going to be opening the door for his teammate. Oh, a banner. Yes, Battalion's backup.
I wish I knew what that did.
20 HP, you take a lot less damage and cannot take critical hits during the effect.
Nearby, hold on, I gotta read this. I need to, make sure I need to put this into my playbook here. Defensive buff that protects teammates from crits and incoming sentry damage by 50% and 35 damage from all other resources. So you're taking a lot less damage, and also if they have a sentry gun, which they don't, but they have a Pudis, you're going to be taking 35% less damage from anyone who's in a certain vicinity of Speedy once the banner's active. So that's really going to be in good cohesion with Shamu once he builds up this banner.
Speedy and Shamu. Yes. Okay. I was like, Shamu doesn't have the banner, but I understand.
Oh, he'll be
now.
near him.
Shamu will be near him, and Shamu with 185 with a 35 damage reduction, gonna be feeling groovy. Speedy building up with all these angles he can. Marmaduke Grills is locking down the right side though, so getting the rage is gonna be a little bit tough. He does grab a couple shots there off of the buffed sniper, so he's all that much closer. I think you have to do about 600 damage, maybe 1200. I might be wrong, to fully lock out that rage meter and have the banner ready. So we're just kind of poking around, seeing what we can pick up, and then soon we'll be seeing either an Uber into a counter push with the battalions, or the opposite where you do battalions and then Uber later into the fight. I'm more interested in seeing the Uber exchange followed by the battalion backup push afterwards. That's usually how it's done.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're gonna see Marmaduke. He was thinking about going sniper, but he isn't gonna be. He was reconsidering it, not gonna be able. And this is a pretty big last hold. So what we're seeing here is we're waiting for the little itty bitty spam that comes in from Speedy to slowly build up that banner, and you're gonna see an Uber exchange coming in from Velocity, which should be happening relatively soon once the banner gets charged up, and they're gonna pop the banner as like a little baby Uber to kind of support the team post Uber and keep them fighting. Whoever's near, because Speedy's going to be taking a lot less damage and putting out a lot of damage himself. So here comes the bomb from Rakuso. He's going to get absolutely shredded by the Pyro and the Pudis, and that's going to be another little reset. Hopefully Speedy has his banner by now.
You would hope. And we do see Mr. Muffin's going to be grabbing... Unfortunately, Mr. Muffins, they patched it. You can't just flare your mouse and hit all the damage. You actually have to aim, more or less, as Pyro. So he gets taken down over there in the lobby. That actually might be the one-man advantage they need, and I'm seeing a pause here. That one-man advantage is just enough for them to push, and then they already have the advantage of a battalion's backup post-Uber. So Mr. Muffin's going in deep just cost them a lot, especially because Pyro is the defensive layer you need. when you're trying to mitigate an Uber.
Absolutely. I mean, and this is a pretty scary situation if you're new Godflow. On last time is around 15 minutes left if I had to take a guess. We don't know what's gonna happen the outcome of this game, but or this push rather, because I mean, again, this pause is 90 seconds in the future. So either A, Velocity won the push, maybe 404 crashed, and he lost Uber, and Velocity went that quick BM push. Or, we were talking strats and Speedy saying, yo guys, here's what we're gonna do, we're gonna blast them. And they're gonna win the game. But it doesn't work like that in a perfect world of TF2 sometimes. We just have to wait and see what the next move's gonna be.
Yeah, and I wish we were in a little bit more of a interesting diorama to look at to kind of break down what's happening, but thankfully the pause ends, so we don't have to worry about that at all. Boar scooting around at the very interesting floating scout. It's one of my favorite things to see. Is just just floating there.
Yeah, I actually quickly disconnected from the game to reconnect without the sliding models and incorrect health and Uber percentages.
We're seeing a second pause, so you might have done all that work for no reason.
Well, anyway.
We're seeing right now. You can't connect, right?
Because the game's paused, so I cannot
Alright, cool.
join the
So I'm going to
server.
be breaking this down since Drshdwpuppet, thankfully, is not in the habit of reconnecting to fix. We're going to be looking at, right now, Shamu versus Mr. Muffins. Just like the cutest little face-off right now. They're literally like one Pootis distance between them. You can fit one little heavy between them. They are that close to each other. And there's an uber-ready Sky right behind Shamu. So I'm thinking with 90 HP on Mr. Muffins, it's going to be very quickly a dead Mr. Muffin, followed by an Uber. Speedy's got the banner out, so he looks like he wants to pop this off very shortly. Jared's at the shutter, so he's really quickly able to get flashed. Same for Rakuso, though he might be opting to go to the right side, while Marta Grills is locking down for his side, the left side. And not much else is happening. A lot of defensive layers going on, a lot of passive players from New Godflow. We do see 404 hiding behind the point, the only person not really in a sight line. But I think overall, it looks like Velocity Shamu going to be taking off the first kill of this fight and then Ubering in. And then we'll see the post-Uber battalions back up. That's your breakdown, Sandblast. I hope I painted a picture for you.
Yeah, you kind of did. It's a pretty good understanding of what's happening. So I still can't connect to the server. I have to wait till the second pause is over. So hopefully this pause doesn't last 16 episodes of SpongeBob, and I can actually continue watching this Team Fortress 2 cast, or game rather, because it's a good game.
It's a very good game.
So other than that, until we unpause here, not really much to talk about after Ro's beautiful explanation of what happened during the pause so far, with Shamu and Muffins looking at each other spontaneously.
Very passionately. It's Oh, I would have said more romantic things, but it's over. Now Shamu is pushing in, or does take down Mr. Muffins, who air blasted him a little bit. The Uber did not get mitigated that much, but now Speedy, who's just holding the banner out, waiting for this post-Uber. He's not even like pretending to help them. This Uber did nothing. They didn't get 404 forced. They have a battalion's backup, which can be used now defensively instead of offensively. But that's because Speedy popped it off, I'm assuming, and that's why he's holding the banner out instead of pretending like he can still shoot things. So he's holding on to this banner until finally they pop it off defensively.
Yes, so what's going to happen is Flo's going to take this Uber into them, and then instantly they're going to get met with a banner, and then that's going to be able to... Here it comes.
What? Okay, they're coming back in. Thankfully, Speedy decides not to just run away from it. The whole point of the banner is that you don't have to run away, but they ran away. And so now they came back in, picked up Sagai. Definitely a good pick to get at the end of that.
Well, I mean, it
Now
was good that they came in a little late with the banner, because now they're pushing with a 60 ad.
Oh no, I'm not saying they made the wrong mistake. It's just it was a little funky. But it's all working out now because Shamu comes to the point, is sitting perfectly still, not shooting at Patty, who's finally able to get taken down. A lot of frags coming left and right, and there's the cap just in their face. Velocity now bridging the gap 2-3.
That's the answer that Velocity was looking for. Now, can they keep their dominant mids dominant, or is Flo gonna smack him around and say, listen, you got the taste of being able to finally get third, but we're gonna rip it away from you.
Oh, Sky
Ooh,
disconnected.
so actually, they just get mid for free. Sky
And
crashed mid rollout, and they get a free mid.
yeah. Very, very unfortunate. Free mid is not that big of an issue. Also, they post. They did the pause thing, and you build Uber when you're paused, as some people may or may not be aware. Glitch that needs to be fixed very soon because it's kind of disrupting things in competitive. But really, it actually acts as kind of like a free Uber build, so that they don't have to waste time from the server. It's essentially like saying, hey, you had Uber, you just didn't come to the mid. It's all good. But now things are even, and we're seeing an aggressive bomb from Marmaduke Grills, followed closely by Mr. Muffins, who's coming in hot. Doesn't get anything done, and Marmaduke Grills baits his player only to die later off in the retreat.
Yeah, and again, pretty much just gonna be waiting for the repush from Velocity. They are opting to go into Valley here. The Uber gets popped off here. Uber gets popped off from 4-4, but a lot of the players from Godflow were actually weak. Patty's actually managed to get... They actually wrapped all of Velocity right now, and they're on there too. But Speedy and Rakuso, big bow there from 4-4 to keep Patty up, and that's going to claim the kill for him. But then Speedy's going to finally claim what's his, and that is a full wipe from Velocity.
New Godflow really close to victory right now. Boar does
Yeah, this is a round.
jump. Ooh. Not gonna be able to do much here. He's just gonna have to slow things down for a respawn. Jarrett wraps around the corner, does manage to throw off a couple stickies. Boar is still alive somehow, and all the respawns, if Boar could somehow have pulled off another 100 HP, they definitely would have had the respawns in time to try and stop the point. But now it's 4-2. New Godflow definitely in position to close things off right here, right now.
This is just a very, very unfortunate situation from Velocity. They got full wrapped by the combo of Godflow there, and it ended poorly for them in the long run. It is now 4-2 for Godflow, starting out this mid. Dingo pressuring the lower left lane very effectively, tagging Jared a whole bunch. He's gonna do so much, and again, Dingo just sits top left all the time and eventually just dies. Patty and Dingo, or Saiga, gonna find kills. Muffin's gonna find a kill on Boar. Jared's gonna fall to the hand of Marmaduke Grills here shortly, and that's gonna be the mid. Another wipe from Flo. This could be it. This could be your third seed facing the loser of Ascent versus Froyotech and win in loser or lower bracket finals. Then will be lower bracket finals rather, once we see if Flo can secure the last push here and close out the game.
Yeah, really key thing about that mid right there was the platinum air shot to take down Sky, which was very nicely my thing is okay, there we go, it's back. Dingo, excuse me, Saigai taken down with the platinum air shot, hitting the wall and killing Sky after knocking her into the air. And the follow-up was 4-4 is down to like double-digit HP, very low, and did not get taken down. So now this Uber, which is fully available to New Godflow, is wrapping around the bend. Sky gets piped. Time is on the point. Stickies are available, and there's a lot of Velocity players still alive. They're dancing around this point as best they can. They might actually be able to defend this. It's Saigai, who, excuse me, Dingo, not able to survive.
Rakuso, though.
And Rakuso chasing down 4-4, juggles 4-4 perfectly. That's what you like to see. The pencil jump, the failed surf. It's exactly what you want. And now Velocity are not giving up. And that's what I like to see. When you lose a mid and then come back swinging with a strong defense, you know this is going to be Velocity's chance to put it in motion and take it to the next level.
So I thought Muffins was actually going to keep a level, like a sentry on mid. Because I know a lot of teams have been doing that recently. Like building a level for like 2 gun in front of your spawn. But anyway, Velocity is just going to walk in here pretty much easily. No damage taken from any party, pretty much. And they're going to be back to a little stalemate position here.
Yeah. Dingo putting up some sticks over in the alleyway. Velocity are lined up for a push from main house. They've got their Uber ready. Both soldiers are actually backing up to get some heals, and this is actually bad timing for them because they're going to be both a little bit weak. Marmaduke Grills does get traded 1-for-1 with Rakuso, Nobody else is able to come to his aid. And now the Uber's ready for New Godflow. They can be pushing into the point right now. They are not letting this go for free. The Uber comes out. Big bomb comes through, trying to get some room there. Saigai does pick up Shamu and a little bit of help from Mr. Muffin's takedown Boar. They're rushing into this mid, and it looks like with enough pressure, Patty is going to be running in. He's not afraid. He's moving in with the help of Mr. Muffins. They're moving around. Patty is in the back lines, ready to push at any moment. But he decides to back off very wisely. New Godflow needs to play this to a T because they are at a disadvantage right now.
I mean, at this point, I'm kind of losing hope for Velocity. I mean, they're playing super scrappy right now. They're not really too organized. I feel like the time's getting, the pressure's really getting to them. Like, wait, we're about to like be not in the season anymore if we lose this match. And only when needing one round, Flo is hungry to prove to everyone that at this. Well, actually, enough talking. Here comes the banner plus Uber pop to keep the flank alive. The frag coming out from Patty. The thing is, though, the Uber chased the player in the back line, and now everyone from Godflow is backing up. Dingo is going to fall in the back line as well. Here comes the counter Uber from Godflow. They're going to find the kill onto Jared here very shortly with the Saigai shotgun, and Marmaduke's going to find a kill onto the Roamer Soldier as well. 404, nice little surf there, and he's going to be alive. He's going to get saved from Muffins. 404, so hurt, 3 HP. He's just barely going to make it, and Shamu not able to take down that frag, and Dingo and Muffins... I'm sorry, Saigai and Muffins. If he used the pistol instead of the shotgun, he would have gotten that kill.
Let me just say it. That arrow was the last nail in the coffin. Surfing on low HP, killing him in the process, and then juking his way around the tiniest little bit. Like, if he just changed his weapon choice, he would have gotten that 3 HP 404 out of there, and they wouldn't be in this position. But now it looks like New Godflow, it's up to them to mess this up. Or Velocity pulling up a great defense. It's possible on Metalworks. With full Uber ad, Velocity are currently not feeling good. New Godflow has the Uber ad, to clarify, but Velocity needs to defend this.
Will Velocity be the 4th place team again for the 3rd season in a row, or is New Godflow, or is Velocity going to hold this last push and they're going to come through and keep the series going? Saigai going to find the kill. This is a disaster for Velocity. They're all in the corner. They're going to find one kill on the Saigai. They're going to find the next kill on the Shamu. This is going to be it. New Godflow are going to take the game in a phenomenal best of 3 against Velocity. Wow.
What he said. It was good.
That was a very long best of 3, a very back-to-back best of 3. I'm happy to have casted this best of 3. And I'm very sad to see Velocity very unfortunately leave the season empty-handed. Well, not really empty-handed. They got 4th place, walking out with the 4th place check. So good stuff to Velocity. They played amazing in this BO3. Big stuff to New Godflow though. If I had to give an MVP of the match or the BO3, I'm giving it to Saigai, man. Saigai played out of his mind in every single map that he played. Process, he was the reason why, one of the biggest reasons why, along with him and Muffins, in my opinion, were the biggest reasons why they were able to win that BO3, or win that first map. They had a little shaky start to Gully Wash. They lost 5-2, but then and then they instantly come back and snap back and say 5-2 on Metalworks, which is the last map that didn't get picked or banned from either team, and that is going to be it. Pretty much.
I fully agree with you there. That 5-4 for the first map would not have been as close as it was if it weren't for some key players. And you said it was Saigai definitely carrying his team all the way through there, winning all these incredible 1v6 fights with the pocket, just able to do all this work. And I don't think New Godflow would be where they are right now if it weren't for Saigai's incredible performance overall tonight, especially finishing off Metalworks as top damager. Look at that segue into stats. Woo! We're on stats now, and man, 12K is definitely strong.
Yeah,
it's muddied by the pause time, that 220 damage per minute, but that's a big deal when you're talking about a couple minutes of pause flooding in and messing up that stat. 12K is still really good damage.
Yeah, I mean, Sai and Dingo kept it up very well in the damage department. If there's one thing that I wish I saw better from Velocity, it's the flank. I don't feel they played to their fullest potential. A lot of deaths coming out from Boar, actually top deathing the server over his roamer Rakusa, who also managed to dip below 150 DDM. Granted, there was a pause, but I mean, comparing it to Marmaduke had a much better performance on Metalworks than Gullywash. He did a lot better this map than he did, and I'm very happy to see New Godflow come back from a very rocky start to the season and come back and prove to everyone in North America and the world that we can beat, Velocity, because they started out looking like a team that honestly almost didn't get playoffs. They were like that. They were a 9-7 team, and those are the teams that are kind of like they get playoffs but barely make it to the 5th seed team, which happened to be Mentality Esports. And they won from rounds 4 actually. But other than that, great season to Velocity. They played amazing. Hopefully, we get to see the same exact roster coming through tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next season rather. But New Godflow keeping their playoff lives going. You're gonna see them sometime next week when Froyo Tech versus Ascent, and we're gonna keep that covered with you. Whoever loses that game is gonna be facing New Godflow in the next best of 3 in the losers finals.
Pretty good breakdown, Sandblast. I think that's all we've got here for tonight. Thank you all for joining us, late as it is. Congratulations to New Godflow for their continued journey towards the lower bracket finals and potentially the grand finals. Thank you to Velocity for pulling out a great season and a great set for tonight as well as last night and all this week. We've been looking forward to it, and we'll be seeing you guys as soon as the next match comes up. It'll be Ascent versus Freyotech as soon as they schedule it. It could be this week, could be tomorrow. I doubt it, but it
I
could
don't
be
think I don't think it'll be anytime soon. I want to say it'll be probably sometime next week. What's today?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So I want to say the match isn't gonna happen until next week because I believe Eric is on vacation right now. I believe Eric's in Hawaii. So I don't think that they're going to play the map anytime soon. If I had to say, it's probably in the later half of next week, since Eric's on vacation, or they might play with the stand-in. We might see one of the Freyotech subs come into play. I don't know who they have roster right now. I believe they have Garbuglio on there, and Catface, I believe, are their subs on the roster right now. If I take a look at Freyotech, yeah, they have Catface paid up on the roster, and Purple Shirt, who's on the roster but not paid up. So those are the 2 players that they probably could bring in who are active still. But other than that, Row, it was an honor casting with you. This was a phenomenal game. Hopefully, maybe we get to cast again on the next BO3, but we'll see what Commander Corn Pop says.
Right, especially after I've covered 2 matches I wasn't supposed to cast 3 nights in a row, but we do it for the fans, we do it for the games, and I'm glad to be here, and I hope we do get to see some more action next to each other in the future.
But anyway, guys, I'm Sandblast. My partner in crime, my ride till I die, my day one is Row. And obviously, behind the scenes, we got Drshdwpuppet making everything live, broadcasted to you guys. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your guys' night. I mean, it's 2:48 in the morning, East Coast, so whatever time it is by you, European, Asian, American, enjoy the rest of your night, guys. We're going to be signing off here. Peace out.